Warning, the following podcast contains adult language, themes, and situations. Also, the film we're about to talk about is going to be spoiled thoroughly. Listener discretion is advised. Enjoy the show.
A lot of people forget what a cultural phenomenon Top Gun was when it came out in 1986. In fact, it was so popular that it created a whole industry of cheap, crappy knockoffs, including a 1990 film that had the bright idea to make the movie about helicopters, rather than fighter jets. Nevertheless, like all the other ripoffs, it was a box office dud and was almost forgotten immediately. So join us as we strap on our tactical helmets and fight for ocular dominance as we watch Top Gun's schlocky idiot cousin, Firebirds.
Okay, let's run.
I'm like a prickly pear.
What do you say we cut the chit-chat? A-hole! Porker, how did you burn? How did you burn? How did you burn out of here?
Have you ever been dragged to the sidewalk and beat until you
Pissed blood!
Welcome to One Cage at a Time, the show where we break down every single Nicolas Cage movie, one film at a time. Here are your hosts, Patrick, Vince, and Nigel.
A cocky pilot faces personal tragedy in combat, so he is sent to an elite flying school where he must put aside his ego and overcome his own insecurities for the betterment of his unit and become one of the best in the U.S. military while falling madly in love. Wait, sorry, that was Top Gun. No, actually, that's the exact same plot of this movie, so never mind.
Let's meet the stars of the film.
Firebirds stars Oscar, Golden Globe, and Emmy Award-winning screen legend Tommy Lee Jones. Nick's guarding Tess nemesis and real-life Marine captain Dale Dye. The gorgeous love interest from Blade Runner and David Lynch's Dune. And also Ray Finkel, a.k.a. Lieutenant Einhorn in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, Sean Young. And, of course, the greatest. That's right. I said he is the greatest. He is the greatest helicopter pilot ever to take on the South American cartel. Academy Award-winning actor Nicolas Kim Coppola, better known as Nicolas Cage.
It's time to go over some of the finer details.
Firebirds, should have called it Fire Turds, was released on May 25th, 1990, with a budget of $22 million. And it made $14.8 million at the box office. Got absolutely obliterated by the critics. They fucking hated this movie.
I wonder why.
And I agree. It was directed by David Green, who is an English director-producer responsible for such household name classics as Car Trouble, Buster, and Breathtaking.
So it wasn't
a trilogy.
I have never heard of anything this guy has directed.
It wasn't David Gordon Green?
Nope. I wish. Nothing on his IMDb is over like a 5.9. Aside from like some TV episodes that he's directed of shows that I've also never heard of. The only thing that I saw on there that was something I've heard of was he was an executive producer on Bridezillas. So there's that.
Well, he's great at crafting train wrecks, so reality TV suits him well.
He parlayed Firebirds into producing Bridezillas.
It's a living.
Boy. This was written by, so there's a story that was come up with, which I guess there's a story in this that's not just Top Gun with helicopters.
Yeah, whoever wrote Top Gun. That was the story.
That was the story. Yeah, just take their writing credit and put it on this movie. Original story was by Step Tyner, who came up with the story for a movie called Firebirds. And that's it. There's nothing else on his credits. Nothing. And then there was John K. Swenson, who wrote a story called Firebirds. And that's it. And also Dale Dye. Like, Dale Dye was one of the people who came up with the story. He was like, I think I should sit in a conference room and talk to S.H.I.E.L.D. on the TVs.
Yeah, he had military experience, so maybe they just used him as a consultant to actually
give any credit to the actual film. But the screenplay was by Nick Thiel and Paul F. Edwards, who wrote Firebirds. No, just kidding.
Can't wait to do this break or to do the screenshots for this one.
Nick Thiel actually has written mostly for television, including Magnum PI, which explains the helicopters, Burn Notice, and White Collar. So he's written a bunch of random episodes for different TV shows. And then Edwards has worked on, he started on Gunsmoke way back when.
Wow.
Kung Fu, remember David Carradine? Ended his career working on Baywatch Nights, which I assume made him commit suicide because he hasn't worked since.
Oh my God.
Baywatch Nights is where it ends. I'm done. This was shot by Tony Imi, who is responsible for making me absolutely sick to my stomach watching this fucking piece of garbage. But he has he did work from 1968 until he passed in 2010. God rest his soul. I'm sorry. But Jesus Christ, you ruined my life having to watch this thing. I worked on a whole lot of completely forgotten films and TV movies and stuff. Out of over 100 credits as a cinematographer, I only recognized Enemy Mine and Firebirds. That's it.
Wow.
Shot Enemy Mine, which, I don't know. It is what it is.
That's a movie.
It's a movie. This was edited by Norman Buckley, Dennis O'Connor, and John Pohl. Always a good sign when you have 3 editors. Buckley became a successful director himself after this movie. Stopped editing, thankfully. Worked on a lot of teenage girl shows like Pretty Little Liars, The OC, Gossip Girl, the reboots of Charmed, and the reboot of 90210.
They rebooted Charmed?
They rebooted Charmed and nobody watched it. Yeah.
Don't fuck with a classic.
Who was asking for a reboot of Charmed?
Nobody. Why would you try to repaint a masterpiece?
I know. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And didn't invite anybody from the original cast back, I don't think.
Wow.
Right?
That's nuts.
I mean, at least not in starring roles. Maybe they were just like in the background.
Cameos or something.
Cameos. Then O'Connor, the second editor, is responsible for one of, if not the greatest fucking movie that has ever been made, UHF.
Wow.
And some other stuff. None of it I recognize, but he was an editor. He was the editor on UHF.
All right. We got some pedigree.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. And the third, like, afterthought editor was actually the one who became the most successful after this. John Pohl edited the most recent version of The Color Purple. Did Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, Scary Movie 3, Meet the Parents, and Meet the Fuckers, and The Greatest Showman. So,
Jesus.
Yeah.
What a weird,
what a weird grouping of people.
Yeah.
grouping of people, and then like
And
what
careers.
a weird resume for all of them.
I did The Color Purple and Meet the Fuckers.
People are like, what was the first film you ever did? Oh god, it's a shit turd of a movie called Firebirds.
Have you seen Top Gun? Okay, it was Top Gun, but shittier. Yeah.
It was
Top Gun if it got an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. Music by David Newman, who is Randy Newman's cousin.
Oh my god.
I mean, I would have taken a Randy Newman score for this one.
Yeah.
Short
he wouldn't
people
have.
don't Yeah.
Fly in the helicopter round and round.
Firebirds in the sky, flying so high. This guy, David Newman, I have never heard of, but he has been working for over 30 years. Won an Oscar for Anastasia in 1997. Did the music for one of my all-time favorite, I think it was 80s movies, Throw Mama from the Train, which, Nigel, if you haven't seen it, I
haven't.
It's one of the main characters is named Owen, so you can just scream at your kid the same way that the mama, Owen! Danny DeVito's character is Owen. No, he's not. He's fat and he's stupid. Also did the music for The Brave Little Toaster, the original Bill and Ted movies. Love Brave Little Toaster. The Sandlot, Tommy Boy, Galaxy Quest, Ice Age. The list just goes on and on and on. We'll actually be talking about him again this season when we do Honeymoon in Vegas. So I'll highlight some of his other work. It's a huge list, 30 years and kind of a strong pedigree, which is kind of crazy. I've never even heard of the guy, and he's Randy Newman's cousin.
How is he not more famous? He's the more talented one of the two, if you ask me.
He didn't write "I love LA." That's how you get on the map, man. I don't know. I like Randy Newman in short bursts.
Yeah,
occasionally.
He's great in Toy Story.
He's great in Toy Story.
Yeah.
Ratings. This, of course, as we've talked about a few times now, had an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. Which somehow the movie we're doing after this is worse.
I thought we were done doing shit movies. I thought you were going to give us a break.
We are
this
not
season.
even fucking close.
I thought you were going to put in some.
No,
good
I wanted
or
to do movies
mediocre
this season that we hadn't seen for the most part. So
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's some real duds this season. And there's some good ones too. We're just starting off with a bang. Long Legs and then Firebirds.
We wonder why we can't get viewership.
Exactly. So 8%, 3.1 out of 10 on only 24 reviews. So take that with a grain of salt. But, audience score was a 35%.
Who was rating it that high?
It's a pretty good rating, yeah. Metacritic gave it a 31%. Letterboxd, 2.5 out of 5, which I think is the lowest Letterboxd rating that I've seen so far. Still, that's like a 50%.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
As we'll find out, Letterboxd people are stupid. And they're rating everything with like one line. It was good. Helicopter fun.
Helicopter.
5 out of 10. Oh no, it's a 5 out of 5. 5 out of 10. Sorry. IMDb gave it a 4.7 out of 10.
Jesus.
Seems high.
That seems way high.
And then somehow the cinema score on this piece of shit is better than Adaptation and Long Legs. Had a B-.
Oh my God.
Movie loud. Lot explosions. Me like.
I could not follow helicopter, but neat. Look neat. Trump's America.
God damn it. This movie.
Oh, wait, no, this was George Bush's America.
Yeah, this is George Bush. The first.
Yeah.
This movie's oddly relevant nowadays since they just classify cartels as terrorist organizations.
I was going to say, it's a good
true.
thing that they were so successful in stopping all the cartels in the 90s.
It really slowed them down, man. Bang up job, literally.
How about a Coppola quick facts?
The original title of this film was Night of the Apache, which makes about as much sense as naming it Firebirds. I don't know. They don't even go in at night. It's during the day.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's maybe
That would have way too hard to film.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe they're like, yeah, let's turn it all to day shots.
Maybe that's why the entire second act was him learning how to see in the dark. And they just threw that out like they threw out every other fucking plot thread. Don't rape me. Okay, you can rape me.
It's not rape if I say yes.
You can't go on the mission. Okay, you can go on the mission.
Yeah, when did that happen? Anyways, never mind.
He watched the video of them flying together, and he was like, "Oh, you're good at flying. I forgot.
I forgot even though I hired you.
You're 40. You're washed up. You're an old
man,
dog.
Grandpa.
Get out of here, Gramps."
This was released in some countries as Wings of the Apache. It's just... They
don't have wings.
About this movie is dumb. This was shot primarily in Arizona, if you couldn't tell. Mostly in the Tucson area, with some scenes shot at Fort Hood in Texas. And then some of the exterior shots of Fort Mitchell, which isn't real, by the way, were filmed at Pima Community College in Tucson. And then the inn where Billy and Preston go is actually the Tack Room, which is also in Tucson, which was a 5-star restaurant at the time.
All right. They have good sangria, I bet.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Sangria Day. We can't go anywhere. We can't fight the terrorists. It's Sangria Day.
We gotta go AWOL. Sangria.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Don't they have to get permission to go do that kind of stuff?
Yeah, no, seriously. I call it out a lot in the breakdown.
The military notoriously
time
lacks
of the essence in this fucking thing.
The military is notoriously lax about letting their service members just go do whatever.
Yeah, just go do whatever you want. You're in the middle of training for a super secret mission.
Sean Young's character is named Billy Lee Guthrie, which is actually Sean Young's mother's name is Lee Guthrie.
Really?
So I guess they just named the character after her mom. I don't know. That's how they sealed the deal to get her in the movie.
The more you hear about this, the more it just seems like this is the first draft that they just started shooting with.
Yeah,
like
100%. Dude.
They wrote this movie as they were shooting it. There wasn't even a draft. It was just a premise.
I feel like it's just improv.
Mm-hmm.
And then he tries to have sex with her again, and then he tries to have sex with her again, and then she shoots him down again, and then he tries to have sex with her again, and then he writes sex on his little notebook, and she falls for his wily charms at that point, and then they have sex, and then...
Nowadays,
when are the helicopters going to be in this thing? Firebirds opened in 5th place when it came out. Came out the same weekend as Back to the Future 3, which is...
I was going to say 5th place, and there was only 4 movies showing that weekend.
Somehow it came out below all of them. I don't know. This movie was, of course, just ripped apart by the critics, who infamously called it Top Gun with helicopters, because that's exactly what this is. Just shittier. Roger Ebert in the Chicago Sun-Times offered a particularly negative review, commenting, "It was tempting to say that I might have liked this movie more if I had never seen Top Gun. But the fact is, if Top Gun had never been made, Firebirds would still have seemed like a completely ordinary movie."
I can attest to that because I haven't seen Top Gun.
Have you never seen Top Gun? Wow.
I've seen like half of it, and I got so bored that I stopped watching it.
It's hard to watch now. I don't think the first movie holds up. Just watch Top Gun 2.
Yeah, I heard that's great.
When I watched the second one, I rewatched the first one, and I enjoyed it. It fucking runs circles around this piece of crap.
Yeah.
I think not hard to imagine.
Yeah, I think a lot of Top Gun 1 is more positive feelings come from nostalgia if you saw it when you were younger.
Sure.
I just think it just doesn't hold up to, it's just not as good as I remember it being as a kid.
I mean, it's great if you're just fapping to guys playing volleyball, so.
Well, that's...
Yeah, I mean, it's got
I don't need to watch the movie, just YouTube for that.
It's got some of the most...
replay that.
I was going to say, that's all I remember much of it. That's all I remember is it has like some of the most homoerotic shots in a non-gay movie that I've ever seen.
I
But I guess that
think
was the
that's a
80s.
pretty gay movie, like gay positive movie.
Yeah. All right.
They were definitely bisexual, at least bisexual. At least that's what
You
I tell
can
myself.
say that, but Nigel and I can't say that.
I should say, not that there's anything wrong with that. I just found it fairly interesting for how popular that movie is. When I finally watched it, I was like,
Yeah. I thought you said you hadn't watched it.
I've seen like half of it.
Okay.
I said I got
seen the
bored and
volleyball
turned it
scene.
off.
Gotcha.
Yeah, once the
And the
volleyball
shower
scene was
scenes.
done, I was like, I don't need any. I got all I need out of this movie.
I watched it till I came and then I turned it off, just like everything else like that.
Play it with the boys.
All right. Time to turn this off. This movie sucks.
I've seen Kenny Loggins in concert. Does that count?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
That's like
Wow,
majority
yeah,
of
pretty
watching
much.
Top Gun.
Yeah, that you've kind of watched the second one too.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Ebert continued, the aerial sequences in Top Gun are so superior to the confusing helicopter battles in this movie. There's no contest there. I was really left unmoved by it. That was Ebert's nice way of saying, fuck this piece of shit. I was left unmoved by it. The Deseret News critic Chris Hicks wrote that the film's predictability isn't the worst of Firebird's problems. The dialogue is so hokey, you'll have a hard time not laughing out loud, which I definitely did several times. Did I say dialogue? Make that pontificating sound bites. He further expanded on his viewpoint, saying, the most obnoxious aspect of Firebirds, however, is how everybody tells Cage's character how wonderful he is at every opportunity, including Cage himself, who has a big scene in a chopper simulator where he screams, I am the greatest, after every target he hits. They really ripped Nick a new asshole in this. I just decided to just kind of push those to the side, and I agree. And we're gonna do the same through this.
Yeah.
All right, it's time to break down the film one scene at a time. Act 1. Why don't we set some shit up?
Maybe
Redheaded.
that was the point. Like the thing that was missing was like music that was actually good, and
Yeah.
not to shit on
Hey,
Randy Newman's cousin, but
didn't they get like a couple of Phil Collins songs in there? Or Genesis?
They did,
Or,
yeah.
They did,
cheap-
which was
whatever cheap
jarring.
Phil Collins songs they could find. Our redheaded stepchild of Top Gun starts with some reverent patriotic music before cutting to an iconic shot of 4 helicopters silhouetted by a setting or a rising sun, which is used at least 4 times in this movie. It was a cool shot.
it's so iconic they just had to keep using it. It really, I mean, it's like the poster art. It was like everything related to this movie was that shot.
Hey, it's a cool shot.
It's a very
Yeah.
cool shot.
Well, my favorite part of it is the pollution wash coming out of the helicopters from the jet fuel. No wonder the sky is red.
That's how they made the moon red at the end too.
Anyway, this shot goes on for 2 solid minutes of this 86-minute long masterpiece before cutting to a caption that reads, I'm not going to do a George Bush impression because I can't. Our message to the drug cartels is this. The rules have changed. We will help any government that wants our help. When requested, we will, for the first time, make available the appropriate resources of America's armed forces. President George Bush.
HW.
This unwarranted aggression will not stand. Different movie.
Different movie. Better movie.
Better movie. Way better movie.
So I'm drawing a line in the sand, man.
Can we just stop this and go watch The Big Lebowski instead?
Hey, at least somebody who worked on this was a Coen Brothers fan because they snuck a Raising Arizona reference into this movie.
Yeah.
So this movie about an elite force of Army helicopter pilots is going to be about them blasting drug dealers. We cut to the Catamarca Desert in South America. I guess they didn't want to explicitly call out Argentina as a hotbed for drug cartels. I honestly was like, That can't even be a real place. Like the fact that they dance around never mentioning anything about an actual country or real world location. I thought that
They
Catamarca Desert
that's
had
an
to be
actual
made up.
place. It's all contained within Argentina.
Yeah.
But I guess they didn't want to get sued by the Argentinian government or
I
something.
mean, back then you couldn't Google it, so I'm sure most people watching it would just not have realized where that was. So
Yeah.
we see some helicopters rise up into a rising sun again. Before we cut to our boy Nick flying one of the choppers. And before you write us, yes, we know there's a difference between helicopters and choppers, but the movie didn't care, so why should we? One part, he even calls them planes for some fucking reason.
They're space shuttles.
We cut to Nick's character, Jake Preston, on the set of Dr. Strangelove, where he gives a report to a room full of suits and says that his team was running a joint mission with the DEA and local South American anti-drug forces to take out some cocaine labs in a canyon. Suddenly, a Scorpion attack helicopter flown by an 80s villain stereotype comes out of nowhere before blowing up Jake's wingman. We then get treated to some impossible to follow nonsensical helicopter shots that would make Michael Bay cream in his pants, but also somehow give him motion sickness. While Jake explains that this pilot was the best he'd ever seen and that they had no chance. We watch as the Scorpion takes out another helicopter while Nick and another pilot watch on wide-eyed. Jake says he did some fancy maneuvers which allowed him to make it out of the area, but we'll just have to take his word for it because God knows the incoherent shots of random helicopters didn't show us any of that.
Hawk began evasive action, but the Scorpion was too fast, heavily armed and hard to find. The pilot was better than anyone I'd ever seen before.
The suits dismiss Preston. I swear to God, they say President, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Preston. That will be all.
I had to rewatch it like 3 times. It says Mr. Preston, but it sounds exactly like he's saying Mr. President. They dismiss Preston, and he boldly addresses the room by saying that he'd like to volunteer to help the locals in South America, since the cartels have the local military outpaid, outmanned, and outgunned. So true. That one helicopter pilot ace can outgun the entire South American military.
One little tiny helicopter. That's the whole premise of the movie.
Yeah, it's to stop one helicopter.
There's one guy in a helicopter, and they're like, we got to send the best of the best, send the entire fucking army down there.
Like, we couldn't just put some sands down there, you know? Somebody with maybe, I don't know, a stinger.
Fucking Sean Young's character uses a rocket launcher, which he'd never used before, while being explained how to put it together 5 seconds earlier to take out a fucking jet. But they can't take down this one helicopter
that has no like anti-missile capabilities.
He's just too slick.
That's that mustache, dude.
It's true.
Jake gives an impassioned speech saying the local military still put their lives on the line, even though they didn't stand a chance against one tiny helicopter. But they did it anyway, and some government stooge says it's a little more complicated than that. This prompts Jake to say, they killed our people and they killed our friends. Their drugs kill Americans every day. It's a war, and it's our duty to fight. In about that same monotone.
Preston, that was like George Bush quote just put into the movie.
Yeah. Preston leaves, and the Avengers World Security Council argue about sending more aid to stop the cartels. They probably could have just told the CIA to stop pumping drugs into the U.S., but there'd be no money in that. Finally, some bald guy tells some military guy to ready a task force and take out the cartel operation that employs the Red Baron of helicopter pilots. And we see Dale Dye advising the guy that this Apache helicopter team isn't up to speed when it comes to air-to-air combat.
Like, isn't that their job?
Yeah, why wouldn't they know how to do it? They just didn't bother to train them how to do that?
Dude, I have so many problems with this. Of like, you just wanted to make a movie about Apaches, and then you wanted to show them doing air-to-air combat, which is not what they do. But you're like, fuck it, we'll write it anyway.
Dale tells the 2-star general he needs Tommy Lee Jones's character to be in the movie, and then sends Jake to train with him at Fort Mitchell, which is not a real place. But it says it's home of the Apache right on the entranceway when they drive into it.
I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be, because there are Fort Mitchells, but they're all like out of service. I feel like I called it out somewhere in the breakdown, but like there's one in Nebraska and there's one in Alabama, but like they're not in service anymore. They're like Civil War forts, and there is no like actual like army Fort Mitchell.
That's the least of this movie's problems. Preston says that the Apache is the only aircraft that will stand up to that one superstar pilot flying a glorified news helicopter. So we set up the entire premise of this movie is stupid. So just get that out of the way now. How much millions of dollars they spend training an entire squadron of Apache pilots to take out one helicopter down in South America.
South America.
Top Gun could have just went in there and nuked the guy, but no.
They knew where the strip was. They could.
I know.
They could have just fucking carpet bombed the whole thing.
There is no other way to do it except for to send Apache helicopters. God.
They knew where it was happening, when it was happening, who was going to be there, and they were like, "Fuck, we can't just blow it up because there's this one helicopter guarding it."
One helicopter will fucking decimate our armed forces if we send them down there. He'll somehow shoot down the satellite.
Everyone knows the helicopter is the be all end all of all military tech. You can't beat it. It has no weaknesses.
No weaknesses whatsoever.
We're powerless to stop a single helicopter unless we train a bunch of other helicopters. At Fort Mitchell, Tommy Lee Jones's character, Brad Little, introduces himself as to the pilots in a room that's inexplicably filled with more smoke than a laser tag arena in the Palisades.
Jesus Christ.
Seriously, did you see it? Like, why is that room so smoky?
Oh, Jesus.
A lot of 80s movies, they just filled every room with like
It looks
tons
cool.
and tons of fog because it looks better.
Yeah,
It
I
does
guess.
look objectively more interesting.
Yeah.
But then when people stopped smoking indoors, they were like, well, it doesn't really make any sense to fill this room with fog anymore.
Well, he says the guys are the best of the best, the top guns of air-ground techniques. But now they need to learn air-to-air combat to seek out the heroes of evil and kill them deader than hell. It's Tommy Lee Jones. You can imagine how he says it.
Yeah. That very like Tommy Lee Jones way of talking.
When we have mastered these tactics, we will use them to seek out and confront the forces of evil and kill them deader than hell.
He goes on to say they'll work in teams of gunners and pilots, each more dependent on each other than they were their own mama. And Dale Dye says their mission has the highest national priority, but for some reason it'll take them weeks. Never mind the pesky Cold War or the impending war in the Gulf. Drug cartels. That's the important. With our state-of-the-art helicopter attack.
Send our $55 million a piece helicopters
to stop a
to
drug
go
deal.
fight one fucking God damn it. It's so stupid.
Dale Dye tells Brad that Preston showed extraordinary courage cutting to that confusing, impossible to follow Transformers-esque helicopter dogfight that we saw earlier, which he ran away from courageously. And we cut to Little showing Preston to an Apache where he tells Jake 47 places he can stand and can't stand while getting into the helicopter for some reason.
Put your hands here, here, and there. Put your feet here, 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 and here, and here. Do not step here or there.
Stand here, don't stand here, don't touch here, don't touch here.
I was wondering why they have so many places that you can't stand, but I'm assuming because it gets really hot and or it has sensitive equipment in it that they don't want you
Like
fucking with.
he's gonna fucking remember all of those different places.
Don't they usually label them like "do not stand"? Just so you know.
No step. Yeah. All that
Sort of like Tommy Lee Jones could have been the Micro Machines guy with how fast he can talk sometimes. It's just fucking crazy, dude.
I wonder if he just ad-libbed it. Stand here.
Don't stand here, don't stand here, stand over here, touch here, don't touch here. Can't even fucking do it.
Well, anyway, then he rattles off 50 words per second about how badass the Apache helicopter is in his usual boomhauer from King of the Hill, as if he was literate style, while Nick just kind of chews gum and then seems bored as hell to be in this movie. We all are too, Nick.
Yep.
I really thought that gum was going to come into play at some point. At least they went out of their way to set it up like a Chekhov's. gun, but then they didn't.
Chewing gum into the guy's ear while he's fucking flying all the time.
Or he throws the gum
Or
at the
chokes on it,
blades.
because pretty sure you're not supposed to be chewing gum while you're flying, doing fucking flips in a helicopter.
I don't think so, but he's cool, so
Yeah,
of course.
Maverick did it.
That's how Maverick does it.
Jake says dodging bullets and missiles and rocks and all the other shit Brad said sounds like a full-time job. And Brad says, boy, you're going to be busier than a three-peckered goat. Brad quizzes Jake on what to do to fire up the helicopter, and Nick suddenly becomes Southern for a minute for some reason, but then never again for the rest of the film.
You tell me the first order of business, hotshot.
Program the inertial nav systems, enter the laser codes, punch in target and Doppler coordinates, initialize weapon systems, and optimize FLIR sensors.
That Southern accent he does badly in a bunch of movies.
Really weird, man.
Maybe it was the first scene they shot, and so he hadn't figured out the character yet. Hadn't figured out the nuances of Jake Preston.
Yeah, he really nuanced this character. Really well thought out. He has a lot of depth.
They fly.
I want to fuck that girl.
Wow.
I'm good fly helicopters.
I'm the greatest.
I want to fuck girl.
Sangria. My uncle owns a vineyard, but he doesn't make sangria.
Surprised they didn't shoot it there.
He was like,
Instead of
no,
whatever
you can't
they
shoot your shitty movie here. Get the fuck out of here.
They fly the Apache through a canyon in Arizona, which for some reason looks exactly like the Catamarca Desert. Jake does loop-de-loops in the helicopter while chewing gum and acting like the whole experience is a cakewalk since he's the real maverick in the skies. Brad says in air-to-air combat, Jake's best defense is agility, and that this bird is agile, mobile, and hostile, which makes Jake say,
That was great.
they're just spliced in different takes.
That's great. Fuck off, movie. Seriously. God.
Doesn't he already know how to fly one of these things? I don't.
Yeah, he knows how to fly helicopters, but he doesn't know how to fly an Apache.
Okay.
He's done all the studying to be an Apache pilot, but
If I cared more, I'd go back to watch that opening scene, but I thought he was in Apache in the opening.
I thought so too, but
which is why I was so confused as to why he was going to school again.
I think it was supposed to be a Black Hawk.
There is a Black Hawk, but he's not piloting the Black Hawk. That's carrying the DEA agents and it gets blown up.
It wouldn't surprise me if they just used Apaches for the entire
because they
opening.
didn't, they got the Apaches clearly. So
yeah, because then
But
it's
he
like
says he doesn't know how to fly one.
training him how to fly an Apache. I thought the whole point was to teach him how to fly an Apache to fight air to air.
yeah,
Maybe.
But I don't know. I don't care enough about this movie to really.
yeah.
No one does.
Well, anyway, they fly around for a while as the cameraman does their best to make us sick, and we watch random shots of a helicopter intersped with shots from the cockpit while cutting back and forth every half millisecond, with each shot looking like it's a completely different location, while the masturbatory patriotic soundtrack blares in our ears for what feels like 40 minutes. Like super extreme close-ups of Nick Cage's face,
Yeah.
cut with
And his
stock
mouth
footage.
and his eyes.
Yeah, of a helicopter doing a backflip or something, and then like super close up of the Kings. It's just the wrinkles on Tommy Lee Jones's face, but you can't. They're so close, you can't tell.
Here's a dumb question: can a helicopter actually do a backflip?
Apparently, we saw it on film.
I was like, you know what? Maybe, I guess. I don't know. They wouldn't show it if you couldn't do it, right?
Everything in this movie is factually accurate. So
I
gotta assume they did their research on everything.
Yeah.
I'll get into it, but there was a game I had when I was a kid called Jane's Longbow Simulator. It was a combat simulator of the longbow, Apaches. And I don't think you could do that. If you tried that, it would stall and you'd die. Yeah. So, and that was apparently a super accurate simulation game for the time. So it looked better than the simulator they were using in this movie. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But it was 97, not 90. So,
Oh yeah. There you go.
Little says their job's to find a hole to hide while waiting for the enemy and then spring up and blow them to pieces and then ask asks Jake, sound like fun? And he says, yeah. Too late to just not do this movie. Can we just stop? Let's go on to the next one.
The next one is Outcast, which is even worse.
Hey, yeah.
That's the Hayden Christensen
No,
one?
not that. Yeah.
They head back to Fort Mitchell, and we see Sean Young's character Billy Lee landing a surveillance helicopter of some sort. And Jake gets out of the Apache before stroking it and saying,
Sir? Yeah, that was totally cool. I'd marry that thing.
first, I was excited, well, Patrick was, to see Sean Young. Yeah, some people find her attractive. I don't know. But after that creepy shit Cage does to her throughout the film, we started dreading every appearance that she was in. Also, her acting was atrocious.
Her acting was terrible in this movie.
God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did find her attractive as a kid.
Yeah, she was only attractive in Ace Ventura. Otherwise, she's not very good looking to me.
I think it was Dune and Blade Runner for me, but
Brad introduces Jake to Billy and her partner, and it's clear Billy knows Jake, and he lays on the charm, which we all have to unfortunately suffer through secondhand. This
I feel
relationship,
like I was raped by this movie.
yeah.
Nick raped me, and I didn't like it. I thought I would, but I didn't. I didn't like it.
Their whole relationship is awkward and uncomfortable right from the get-go. He asks her out for a drink, and she shoots him down while giving an "oh, you" look. And get used to it, because that's what happens about 400 other times in the movie.
Just never ends, dude.
Mm-hmm. Brad, unprompted, asks Jake if he has problems with women in the military. And Jake says, "Not with all of them, sir, just that one." Which only seems like it was in the movie for something to put in the trailer.
Yeah.
We cut to Dale Dye alone in a briefing room watching some Mission Impossible style brief about that hotshot pilot who never speaks from the opening of the film. His name is Eric Stoller, and he received his terrorist training in Europe and North Korea. And they literally say terrorist training like it's a school you can just go to. Like
I've seen the videos of them on the monkey bars. Shooting AKs.
Driving in the Toyota pickup trucks.
Yeah. Here we have a Toyota Technical. State of the art.
We see a team of DEA agents heading to bust Stoller, but he's too tricky for them. In the air or on land. And we see he set them up to be blown up by what the general calls a booby trap.
There's a booby trap bomb waiting for those men.
And we see them blow up, but somehow the footage made it out just fine.
Yeah.
It's like, keep an eye on the box on the floor. The guy just opens the box and it blows up. Like, what the fuck are you? You're going in to bust the guy. Why would you open random boxes?
What's in this?
Like, did it say, like, don't open DEA or something?
Don't open to January 14th. Boom.
I mean, I've never done counter-terrorist training, but I feel like
part
of that is not to open random shit while you're trying to sweep a house for a guy.
Hey guys, this guy left us a present.
And they show some cool high-res glamour shot photos of Stoller doing awesome bad guy shit, like loading an Uzi and squinting at the camera, which is typical stuff. Felt really realistic. It's great. They have all these close-up shots.
It's for my portfolio.
Yeah, he's got his portfolio. You know, they have all his headshots.
Yep. It's just literally that actor's headshots. Put it in the
Got a bit, yeah. Mugging the camera.
Like, can I get the one of him by the fireplace? Research.
The shirtless one.
Yeah. Not the shirt.
The ultimate badass. Eric!
It feels like this script never got beyond the first draft because we have these guys going to a South American country to help the local government and local military and police forces stop cartels. The cartels are under the protection of a guy with terrorist training from Europe and North Korea. We'll probably see these guys talk about graduating from military academy, ordering beer drink from bars while listening to music band, and later shopping for grocery food at the store. Dad, can we get spaghetti? Get the rainbow spaghetti pasta.
I was just improving with those kids. Get the fuck out of here, kid.
Got a seat. Feed the baby.
Put that in its mouth.
Yeah, shut up. We need to shoot a scene.
Okay.
Next, we shoehorn in a plot about Tommy Lee Jones, who's supposed to be 40 in this movie, but looks 55, despite actually being 44 during filming, trying to convince Dale Dye that he should go along in this mission. Dale Dye, who I don't remember getting a character name, says Brad is the best Apache pilot they have, so they need to make sure that they keep him safe so he can train the next batch of pilots. I always love when they put a key plot point in and they just wipe their ass with it later on in a movie.
Well, I do have to say Top Gun Maverick stole this plot point for the sequel, so.
I could imagine. Also, Dale Dye is only 2 years older than Tommy Lee Jones. but he looks like 20 years older than him in this movie.
How are those guys so old but so young?
And still acting.
Yeah.
To this day. That was 35 years ago.
Tommy Lee Jones
is still acting.
Yeah, he's looked like that since, I don't know. When did he start acting? I don't think he was that old. I don't think he was that young when he started.
But it's like
I think this was one of his early...
What?
It's like the actress that plays Sean Archer's wife in Face Off. She's young but old. She's young but has 40
and Peggy Sue got married.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot she was in that too.
Yeah.
She looked
playing an 18-year-old or 17-year-old.
Younger in old people makeup than she did in her normal face.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing Tommy Lee Jones was like a rancher or some shit where he was outside in the sun a lot. I don't think he smokes. Could be a smoker, but I don't think he smokes. Doesn't have smoker voice. But he's been, he's always looked old.
Yeah.
We cut to Brad's 40th birthday party where they have a framed picture on the wall of the opening shot of the film for some reason. His wife tells him he needs to have fun, and he says,
I'm too old to have fun. I'm 40 years old and I want to go home.
Which is pretty much all of our mantras at this point in life. So, I mean, that's good. Makes sense.
I have to do something?
Yeah, fuck that.
That's the most realistic part.
Is there food?
How cold do we have food?
He enters a room filled with people who give him a surprise party. But wait, earlier in the film, they said he was stationed in Texas and he only moved to Fort Mitchell a day before the task force was assembled, and his wife and kids just arrived. So how the fuck did you know anybody here? Guessing they're all people from the school, so maybe, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
They all want to throw a surprise party. The crisis actors. His wife hired crisis actors to show up.
He's turning 40. It's going to be a rough one.
They present him with an Apache-shaped cake and put a Burger King crown on his head. And he says what we're all thinking 15 minutes into the movie Firebirds.
This is really stupid.
Jake saunters over to Billy and sticks his finger in her cake before sucking it, and then asks if she wants to have that drink now. So sexy, how could you turn that down?
I know.
Fucking fondle your food and then ask you out again. Yeah. She looks at him awkwardly before laughing like Beavis and or Butthead.
Interested?
No, thanks.
He leers at her from across the room while she shoots him is this guy going to kill me? Look. While Jake drowns his sorrow in Miller Genuine Draft, which is essentially urine in a bottle. We cut to the flight simulator where Jake offers his co-pilot some gum before saying, "How about you, little strawberry gum?" Again, I really thought they were setting it up like some shit was going to break in the cockpit in the climax and he had to use his gum to patch it together or something. But
I will say this movie's only 86 minutes long, which is crazy short for a movie, even a movie this shitty. So I feel like there was a lot that was cut out of it. Like the jump from her not wanting anything to do with Jake to her just like, okay, let's spend the weekend together is so weird and abrupt.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if there was a plot point with the gum. I wonder if there was more to the story of Tommy Lee Jones's character not being able to fly and then suddenly being able to fly. I just feel like everything was wrapped up with a nice bow.
Yeah.
Maybe this thing was like really long and they showed it to test audiences.
The 3 editors
like,
cut it down.
This is crap. I can't watch this anymore.
It felt longer than 90 minutes anyway. So,
yes.
Like people are going to fucking walk out. You need to cut some of this. Brad explains that the simulator will do anything the Apache can do, and it will do anything their enemies will do, prompting Jake to say, good, because I have a pocket full of quarters. See, kids, video games in the 90s used to have to go play at an arcade, which means you had to bring quarters to do it. Most people didn't have Nintendos or Sega Genesises in their house.
I feel like in 1990, everybody had a Atari or a Nintendo.
Not a screenwriter.
Not a screenwriter.
Not the screenwriter. Doesn't do that nerd shit.
Too rich for his blood.
I think Jake Preston had an NES sitting in his I don't know, say home, but he doesn't have a home. He just lives in a tent. I don't know. They never show his quarters.
He'd probably be less obsessed with having sex with this one girl if he did have a Nintendo. At least he'd have something to do.
Yeah, man. Go play Castlevania.
I gotta get this guy Mario. He's gotta get from here to there to save the princess.
They
really like Contra. Reminds me of my job.
They run Jake through a series of simulations, which he does with zero issues whatsoever. First, taking out some tanks, which he calls mad turtles, then flies over a river while saying, I am the greatest, over and over again, while his gunner takes out enemies on the ground in what is easily the cagiest moment of the film.
I am the greatest. I am the greatest. I am the greatest. I am the greatest. I am the greatest.
Brad and his co-instructor or whatever gobble Jake's nuts, saying he's amazing, as he keeps calling himself the greatest no less than 8 fucking times.
I am the greatest. I am the greatest. I am the greatest. Fuck you, dude. What the hell is this? Why did you put this in the movie?
I'm just saying. Jane's Longbow Apache Simulator, much more grounded simulator than whatever the hell they were doing in this Atari graphics.
Go pick up that game from 1997.
Yeah. They made 2 sequels. There's 2 versions of it. This first one, there's a gold edition, and they made a Jane's Longbow 2. Look them up. They're pretty good. Brad decides to test his new Top Gun by ratcheting up the Doom simulator to ultra violence level, and we watch like 20 incoherent Atari graphics of him shooting down 8-bit helicopters, and we get the sense that he beats it with flying colors because he's screaming, shoot 'em, blast 'em, nab 'em, grab 'em, snake 'em, bake 'em, cook 'em, clean 'em, hose 'em, boil 'em, kick 'em, nab 'em, twist 'em, fry 'em, all gone, bye-bye. Jesus.
God damn it, dude.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. He's really hot shit at that video game.
They really ratcheted up the insanity in just that one fucking scene.
Yeah.
What the hell, dude? Who thought that was a good idea? Like, he's hot. He's a hot shot, so he has to show off
in a video game. I know it's not a video game, but whatever.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
Brad cuts him off before he can scream the N-word like a true gamer, and he says he's very impressed, but then presents the ultimate challenge of having them fly with their monocles down, which I'm pretty sure is code for sex. Jake immediately seems to have issues with the monocle, and the cocky as all hell pilot finally shows some sign of weaknesses. He can't seem to focus properly and flies into a telephone pole, and we hear that death noise from Super Mario Brothers. Brad's disappointed since Jake defeated every single challenge on his first day in the simulator with flying colors, except for this one. And then he says, well, don't worry about it, boys. It's only a video game. None of this is real. It's all just a big toy the Army built for personal amusement. And while you're having so much fun, trying to make believe they just notified your next of kin. Brad's assistant asks, don't you think you're pushing these guys a little too far, sir? And he says, well, I don't know about you, Higgins, but I am. Which I had to listen to 5 times to make sure I wasn't having a stroke.
I know.
Yeah.
What is that from Arsenal?
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
I mean, it technically makes sense.
Yeah.
The way he says it. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, Higgins, but I am.
Mm-hmm. Like what? Okay.
What?
We see Jake and his partner storm into the hangar and up to a helicopter where he screams at some chick named Sharon to find out where Billy is and also to find the fucking files for the Henderson account or whatever. I don't know.
Contract.
contract. And after some awkward arm movements, she tells him that she's in the laundromat. And he says, the laundromat. Well, that's just Jim Dandy, as you do. Jake aggressively. That feels like just let Cage say something.
Yeah.
React to that. That just always feels like a Cageism. A weird off the wall statement no one makes. Jake aggressively storms into the laundromat to try and get his ex, who has told him no a dozen times already, to go out with him on a date. But it's okay since the soundtrack is telling us this stalker-like behavior is romantic.
Can you make this less creepy with some upbeat music, please?
Yeah, he's cornering her alone in a laundromat, and she's basically in her underwear, folding her other underwear, and he's propositioning her and putting his hands all over her.
Grabbing her and trying to kiss her and shit. Holding her panties.
Yeah. He congratulates her for getting her wings after 2 years of trying, and he asks if it was worth ending their relationship over. And then he steals a pair of her panties while telling her she looks super sexy in her skirt and braless crop top. He asks her to give him another chance, and she says no, but as Sean Connery once famously said, 50 no's and a yes means yes. He asks if they can still be friends, and then grabs her around the waist while she pushes him away, while he says, you can't resist me. Kind of rape fetish that the writers have with this one. And that's how you write romantic tension.
When you don't know how to write. Were like cutting it and they were like, oh my God, I didn't know it was going to come off like this. This is horrible.
Hey, like
Randy Newman's cousin put in some good music in the background.
Funny music.
80s was a different time, man. You know, it's all in good fun. All in good fun.
She awkwardly laughs. I mean, to go back to Blade Runner, I mean, this kind of happens in Blade Runner, but
definitely
awkward, I guess. Weird.
Yeah, but those aren't people.
That's true.
Dude, it's true. They're not they're robots. They're robots.
Harrison Ford's not. Or Deckard.
Isn't he though?
Yeah, no, they settled that one.
No, he's not.
She awkwardly laughs and says, I can try, to which he says, aren't you forgetting something? While holding up her pink panties. She laughs like an acting student on their first day of class before saying he can keep them.
You keep them.
Which gives him a big grin, and I'm sure a raging hard on when he sniffs those later while screaming, I am the greatest, and sticking them on his head.
They smell like laundry detergent. It makes me so hot.
I just wonder, maybe she was way too creeped out to act properly throughout this movie. You want me to what? He's holding my underwear. You want me to act like I'm into this?
She's just like, all her character is rape fodder for the whole fucking movie. It's crazy.
Until the end.
And still, even then, it's like, if she would have rejected him at any point, he would have just been like, no, you're mine.
He would have shot her down.
He would have just killed her in the desert. The fucking MiG came back, man. I don't know what you want me to do.
A shrapnel from it killed her.
Pilot got out first and raped her, though. I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Cut that. Cut
that. Act 2. It's about time we had some conflict, wouldn't you say?
We see Brad taking a jog around the base before Jake and the rest of the recruits join him, all running faster than him since he's a washed-up 40-year-old man. This isn't the NBA. I feel like 40 is pretty much the prime of your life when it comes to dropping bombs on people and from helicopters. What the hell do I know?
Can tear his MCL. Never be able to fly a helicopter again.
I don't know. I woke up last week with a sore neck and had to turn like this whenever I need to look. So
yeah,
maybe they're
Batman.
not too. Yeah, maybe they're not too far off.
Yeah,
that's true. That's why he can't use that ocular thing because he can't turn his neck.
He's like,
I slept on it wrong.
It doesn't work.
Yeah. Just like when he gets punched later on and he wakes up and is a hunchback for some reason.
Brain damage.
Yeah. The next day his whole body is just swollen.
Just wakes up drooling. I'm 40. Can't take this.
In class, Little explains that hiding is the key to survival, and once a helicopter battle is engaged, somebody's gonna die. All this while Cage looks just bored as the rest of us watching this drivel. He dismisses the class after explaining that the weapons on the helicopter have to be pointed at the target in order to hit it, just in case his students are mentally challenged. In a club, we see a nice centered shot of Billy's ass while she's dancing, because even the movie is leering at her now.
They want you to believe she's sexy, okay?
She's a lot sexier when she's the lieutenant.
Don't trust your eyes.
She's
sexy because Nick Cage says so.
Don't trust
Sorry,
your eyes.
being unnecessarily mean to Shania.
She dances with some guy wearing a leather vest and cowboy shirt while dime store Geddy Lee belts out a crappy 80s version of Chain of Fools on stage.
Hey, that's the front man of music band, okay? Show him some respect.
Jake and his partner enjoy the delicious taste of Miller Genuine Draft at the bar, where Jake spots his ex being a whore by not being with him. So he pops some plastic teeth in his mouth and heads to drain her blood. Also, he says this dorky dance club with a guy who looks like Bart Simpson wearing a bolo tie only attracts strippers and prostitutes. Jake breaks up the dance Billy is having with a guy she presumably hasn't said no to 50 times, and they have a nice little macho dick fight while Billy looks on disgusted. Jake says Billy is his fiance, which causes the dude to try to punch him for some reason. Jake kicks the guy's ass since he's the only infallible Captain Kirk of our story, and Billy runs away since she's not into rapey assholes she shot down 20 times already. At least not until it benefits the story, I suppose.
Yeah. Remember when you're writing female love interests, give them zero agency.
Yeah. And zero personality.
No personality whatsoever. Just.
And
no,
even
Jake,
when they're
don't
right,
rape me.
Yeah. And even when they're right, they're wrong. She tells him to stay away from her, but he chases her up the stairs while she says, "We don't go out together anymore, remember?" And he says, "That's going to change." Like, we're supposed to be rooting for him? And not the dude who blew up his friends in the opening scene, right? Like, what?
He seems way less creepy than fucking Jake does, dude.
Mustache terrorist guy seems way more relatable and likable than this guy. Less like I mean, Jake seems more like a criminal.
If Cameron Poe was like this guy, he definitely would have killed those guys on purpose.
Touche. She says too many things haven't changed with Jake for her to take him back, like committing second-degree assault on a guy just for dancing with her. And did I mention the part where she told him no in every single scene that they've shared together so far? He said, "I thought it was kind of cavalier myself." And she says she's not interested in staying home, having babies, and cooking. He says having babies and cooking is a tradition. His mother did that, and she says, "Your mother didn't fly helicopters." And he says,
"You're right, Billy Lee. She never flew helicopters. What else hasn't changed?"
Like, who could stay mad at him?
Yeah, they got the foundations of a great relationship. I don't know why it ever went off the rocks or went on the rocks and went off the rails.
You know,
they seem destined for each other.
It's true, dude. Like, I know I'd say I fell down the stairs rather than see him in trouble if I was her.
Yeah, I wonder how their relationship fell down the stairs. He's ruptured my spleen last time. I still love you, but
still love you. He says, "You still care about me, don't you?" While leering at her like a man who has counted the freckles on her ass from a Polaroid he took while she was sleeping. And she says, "I want you to stop this." It felt like we were watching the prosecutor to at least a restraint. Precursor. It felt like we were watching the precursor to at least a restraining order. Sorry, I was getting way ahead of myself there, thinking that they were already in court. And at worst, them dredging her body from a river in Arizona somewhere.
Remember, kids, when no doesn't mean no, I want you to stop this also doesn't mean no.
It's like, oh my God, man. It's so uncomfortable. And like the movie makes it seem like we're supposed to be rooting for him to get back together with her.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. Stop. Leave
We
her
watched
alone.
Time to Kill. I think he was more charming in that.
And never mind. Anyways, he makes some flirty eyebrow raises at her.
I'm going.
And she smiles a bit, so he's going to just completely ignore her telling her to stop trying to rape her in every scene going forward.
Oh my god. I just thinking about like I don't even want to say it. The movie in which he literally rapes and kills a woman, he's less creepy than he is in this movie.
Accidentally kills her, allegedly.
Yeah, he still does it.
He's trying to shoot a hyena or something, right?
And he's more, I don't know, I feel like he's more creepy in this.
Oh,
like, legitimately.
Yeah.
100% more creepy in this film. We cut to Dale Dye again, sitting at a briefing alone in a room from S.H.I.E.L.D., where the general we saw earlier says the cartel is building a fucking airstrip so they can launch F-16s or some shit, and that all the major players in the cartel will be there at the airstrip for some reason in a few days, so they need to step up their operation.
They know there's like more than one cartel, right?
No. This is all the yeah, they do, and this is all of them meeting in one place. They're well known for working together.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, they love hanging out with each other.
Yeah,
it's just a business thing, Just getting together on the airstrip,
bombing the airstrip when they're there. We gotta go.
They gotta stop that one helicopter, so the local police force can do it.
They'll never get in there, man. That helicopter is just too good, too good.
The local police force need to make the arrest so they can confiscate all the drugs and sell it themselves.
Touche.
Exactly.
They got to sell it back to the CIA so the CIA can sell it into the streets of America. Look it up.
Allegedly.
Look it up. We cut to Jake eye raping Billy at a training mission. God damn it, movie. We get it. He's gonna rape her. We get it. We gotta understand. That's the sequel to this. Is him in jail. I felt like Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park watching this. I was told there would be some helicopter battles in our helicopter movie. Next we see...
Well, that's how Top Gun does it. There's a love story in that. That's how Maverick does it.
I guess Tommy Lee Jones was busy because we're left with the pilot of that surveillance helicopter that Billy flies in, where he says, "Listen up, gum bunnies, straight from the Buzzman. Just like the Indian scouts in the old days, we're the modern day equivalent. We're your eyes and your ears." Well, all this is going on. This scene gets even dumber because Jake holds up a notebook with the word sex written on it, facing towards Billy. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, is there no HR? Is there I feel like sexual harassment in any organization would be frowned upon.
I guess it's the military and don't ask, don't tell and all of that stuff. But still, it feels like a grossly inappropriate behavior that somebody would discipline somebody for doing it out in the open like that.
Yeah. I'd like to discipline Nick for that.
Like, you couldn't do that in your own classroom. Like, if you were in high school, you just held up a notebook with sex on it.
I don't know, dude. The more and more stories I see coming out about teachers having sex with their students, I think that might actually fly nowadays. Yeah. Mary Kay was a trendsetter. That's all I'm saying. Billy smirks, so I guess she's succumbing to his wily charms. Get it? And we're not supposed to be creeped the fuck out about it. In the helicopters, Billy says she can find the targets for the Apaches fast, and Jake says, "Let's talk about us instead." Why the fuck not? Like, it's not like you're on a fucking training mission where everybody's listening into your
open channel with the teachers listening the whole time.
She says her helicopter has a direct connection to their helicopters via some sort of audio visual display. And he says, "I've got a display of your tail that is just mind-boggling." She talks all flirty with him while also conveying some exposition about the Apaches needing reconnaissance. But the whole time he just says shit like, "Oh, I like that. You only have eyes for me. And I'd love to nail it. And I remember you like me on top," while making kissy faces at her. Like, I couldn't be more disgusted and less turned on by this film, which is saying something because
I felt like we were like we were the co-pilots in this scene, just trapped with this going on.
Can
we just crash or something, please?
Yeah.
Please stop. Please.
Can you guys just stop?
Just invert and go into a mountain so we don't have to listen to this anymore.
Like, for the love of God, can we please just have them fuck or something so we can move on already? This is the worst, like, sexual tension buildup that I've ever seen written into a fucking movie.
It's like 40 minutes of this 86-minute long movie is just him trying to fuck her. Stop. Stop it.
Anyways, this goes on for way too long. So I'm just going to gloss over your brain is in your cockpit firing blanks, guns not going off, innuendos that count as screenwriting. Jesus. And fill precious time in this crazy short movie and just say they flirtatiously fly after each other. And it's all just so romantic and not creepy in the slightest. We see Brad praising Jake to Dale Dye, and he asks again if he can join the task force, but Dale Dye... I love that we just keep calling him Dale Dye because, I don't think they gave him a name. But Dale Dye shoots him down again since we have 3 threads holding this pile of shit together and just have to keep going back to them.
Until it's convenient for them to not, be
just throw that out
with the plot.
Yep. Just fuck it. Forget that plot point. In a gym, we see Brad boxing a punching bag, looking sad about being an over-the-hill grandpa, and Jake joins him by boxing a bag next to him. Aren't they like 2 days away from the runway being built? Shouldn't they be like, I don't know, flying fucking helicopters or something? I don't understand how boxing translates into Apache fighting, but I never served.
Like it's just a random week at some base. Yeah. It's not like they're actually training for something. They're hardly ever in the classroom doing the actual training for this mission.
The timeline in this is more confusing than Longlegs, which is saying something.
It was like they were trying to do like Bull Durham, but with like military people and stuff.
Brad asks if Jake wants to go a couple rounds. No, not like that. Since he wants to prove to himself he's not a pathetic geezer. And after a while, Jake agrees after Brad criticizes Jake's technique. Little gets the upper hand initially, but eventually Jake absolutely decks the guy who decides whether he gets to be part of this task force. And next we see Brad at home nursing a black eye and falling out of bed like he has a concussion. Actually, you know what? He might have had a concussion. That is a good point.
I think he did, yeah.
Maybe that's why he was stumbling around.
I mean,
like
honestly, he was pretty punch drunk.
Yeah.
And they make a joke about Mike Tyson. Who's still boxing.
Yeah, there's rape and there's a lot of rape in this movie, so
God damn it. Brad's wife tries to take care of him while Little stumbles around like a hunchback for some reason. And when he gets tired of her nagging, Brad says,
For God's sake, Jenny, you think I have my dick shot on?
And she says she better check. And that's where this movie got really sexy, actually. Next, we see her going down. Never mind. So much lighthearted fun in this film about guys who blow people up for a living. He makes the same.
I mean, those two did have better chemistry than.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's because they actually
Jake and
were
Billy.
acting off of each other.
Yeah.
Instead of, one person not acting and then the other person acting in his own film. Anyway,
like 2 aliens trying to communicate with each other.
Anyway, he makes the same weird eyebrow gesture Nick did earlier. That I'm guessing he learned from Pepe Le Pew, and they get busy despite him being late for work. Yeah, fucking works every time.
He said he has like 5 minutes to get ready for work or something.
Yeah, those eyebrow raises get me every time.
Jake runs up the steps at the base like a weirdo to Brad before saying, "Everything cool?" To which Brad says, "Totally cool." And Jake says, "Good." And runs off like the goddamn lunatic he is.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Everything cool?
Totally cool.
Good.
Yeah, that's the real dialogue in this movie, folks.
High knee running. So weird, dude. It's supposed to be a joke, but
I don't know. Maybe at this point in filming, everybody was like, fuck this film. In class again, Brad shows the team pictures of the only helicopter pilot in South America who we see pictures of in a helicopter, then putting a machine gun in the guy's mouth. Like, it's nice of somebody to catch that candid moment and send it to the U.S. government. Then we see him blasting some guys with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. The script must have just read like generic bad guy, but again, like really badass shots. Like if I was a terrorist like him, those are the shots I want.
Yeah, those are your publicity shots, man.
Like I'm a badass.
That's cool.
You'd
Did
be
you get
sending
me with
those,
the Uzi?
Yeah, like send those into the news stations. Use these for your file photos, whatever you talk about me.
Oh, I really like that smoldering look of me squinting into the camera.
This one really got my good side as I'm shooting this guy.
That's a good one. That's a
real
good one. Yeah.
Throw this one away. I look too happy in this shot. Oh, did you get me shooting that guy in the head?
Little says this guy has no equal when it comes to air-to-air combat, and part of the reason is because he flies a Scorpion assault helicopter. And there's a nice little music stinger when we see the shot of one of the helicopters from the opening of Mesh. We got the Jake in a bar looking worried since he knows he's about to go up against his arch nemesis while watching news footage about the crack epidemic in America. If you look close beside the TV, there's another fucking horse figurine. It wasn't a clock this time, but still, we're getting these weird, like, why are the horses following Nick around?
90s. I don't know why. Like 80s, 90s. There were these horse figurines everywhere. The hell?
We're in Arizona, so.
Yeah, true. We watch as he downs yet another MGD, and he has a flashback to his last encounter with Stoller. That's the bad guy's name, in case you guys forgot like we did. We cut to Brad and Jake going for a flight. Oh, yeah, I forgot they're pilots. That's right. That's the whole point of this movie.
It's been 3 hours since we've seen them fly.
Yeah. Brad decides it's time to test Jake on the monocle thing we saw earlier, which he does by covering Jake's cockpit with a black bag, so he can only rely on his instruments and the monocle. Jake struggles right away with the bag, or at least his face cues in to him being frustrated, because I can't for the life of me make heads or tails of what the fuck is actually happening based on the random helicopter shots, TV screens, etc., and the 40 fucking cuts per second.
You gotta cross-check your picture with your data. Keep your eye moving.
Ah, damn.
Where's the cock-surest guy Jock had last week? You're yawing, man. Step on the ball and trim it up.
I'm working on it.
Now.
I didn't know, like, I must have been looking at my phone or contemplating suicide at this point, because I don't remember them actually flying actual helicopters. I thought he was in the simulator. So it was jarring when I realized that they fucking put garbage bags around his fucking cockpit. Jake nearly flies into a cliff while saying he has a hard time focusing using the camera. Brad asks if Jake sees a huge rock in the distance a couple of times, and Jake screams,
Yes, goddammit, I see it! What the hell do you want me to do with it?
maybe not fly into it? I don't know.
Brad just scene where Brad like calls it a plane a couple of times, like while they're talking about flying.
So yeah,
and I don't really understand. Like, is that a common thing? Like they call their own helicopters planes?
I don't know. He called it aircraft a few times, which is accurate, but
yeah, but he literally calls it a plane a couple of times in this, at least once in this scene. I'm like, did they screenwriters forget what the movie was?
Probably, or he was just
it's not jets. We're not just doing Top Gun. All right. Helicopters. Okay, I got you.
Helicopter. Brad just kind of giggles and asks Jake to fly around the rock wall, but he almost smacks directly into it. So Brad takes over the controls and tells Jake he's on probation until further notice. So then you're just off the task force. At that point.
that's how training works, right?
Yeah,
you fail one thing and they just you're done. You have to be the best at everything ever at all times and never improve.
Had to have some stake in this movie.
I guess.
Hey, they're on a time limit, okay?
Right.
They gotta pass these pilots and get down to that airfield. They don't have time to go to boxing or go to B&Bs or head out to bars.
Go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Jake is gutted and the music gets super dramatic as they head home. I wish that's where the movie would have just ended, but
he flunked out.
We cut to Preston sitting on a bench, and out of nowhere, Billy Lee walks up and says,
It's like sex. Hardly anybody gets it perfect the first time. The bag is very intimidating.
God damn.
It's a jump from leave me the fuck alone to it's like sex.
Right. Yeah. It's like, why would you talk about sex with this guy? He's trying to rape you. It's a pretty solid way to start a conversation with a guy who only thinks about his dick. She definitely knows how to make things make sense for him. I can't figure out how to drink this delicious Miller Genuine Draft. It's like sex. Just pretend it's a dick. Oh, I get it now. God, I really want a Miller Lite after this. Jake says he blew it, the mission, not the dick, and shows humility for the first time in the movie, which is good enough for Billy to want to sleep with him again. Then he says,
Jake Preston, super pilot, blew it.
yeah, that's a real line of dialogue in this film, which really isn't surprising because it's on par with everything else we've seen so far. He says he could.
Preston super pilot blew it. Should we do another write on this? Or?
No, first draft. Remember?
No, this is great, man.
That's great. He says he couldn't stay focused on data in his right eye because his left eye kept taking over. She asks if he ever shot a gun as a kid, and he says only at school. No, sorry. They didn't have school shootings back then. He actually says, yeah. And she tells him to shoot her, so he pulls a finger gun on her while closing his non-aiming eye. She says he just has an eye dominance problem since we all have one eye that naturally takes over, and unfortunately for Jake, it's in his pants.
That would have been a good line.
She tells Jake to talk to Little so he can help him, and we cut to Brad in the grocery store with his kids. We get to watch Tommy Lee Jones improv with some little kids for a bit before Jake shows up and asks for his help.
No. Remember, Mom said no more candy. Go get some of that bread you like. It's got the little swirls on it.
Dad, I want to get something. What can I get?
You can get spaghetti.
The colored kind?
Yes. And barbecue sauce. Get a big thing of barbecue sauce.
How the hell did he know he was at the store?
I also love that it's on her to tell Jake to ask the instructor for help. It's not on the instructor to recognize he's got an eye dominance problem that he also had and to offer to help him with it. But
No,
they
he
don't
doesn't
have
want
time.
him
He's
to
not doing
replace
his
him.
fucking job.
He doesn't want him to replace him. He wants to be the superstar.
Yeah.
He wants. Wait, what? He wants him to. Wait a minute.
So the screenwriters are implying, but it is not conveyed through the film, that Brad doesn't want Jake to succeed because he wants to go on the mission instead of him, because he's the good pilot and doesn't want to admit that he's over the hill and can't fly.
But I think he
anymore.
also cares about Jake and his, like, he sees a lot of Jake's possibilities and,
Yes,
and actually wants Jake
that's
to
how the
succeed.
movie says it. But in the actual context here,
Right.
it's trying to
I
imply
didn't get that. I got
that Brad wants.
I feel like he does. He wants Brad to succeed, or he wants Jake to succeed, which is why he says, "I don't know about you, but I'm pushing him really hard. Like I'm giving him the hardest test so that he can overcome him."
Yeah.
So it feels like the character should have been the one to approach him and tell him he's got an eye dominance problem. But I guess they needed Billy to do it to humble him a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
see,
I'm not-
that's what like a good screenwriter would do,
Yeah.
is like convey that information to us and not make it confusing, because that's what they did, was made it confusing.
And now we're stuck having to analyze this thing and put more thought into what than they even did.
I would just say, don't watch this movie. Go watch Top Gun Maverick. They did this movie 1,000 times better. 1,000 times better. Minus the
Just
rape part.
don't watch
Just the
this
rape.
movie.
Yeah.
Go
No.
watch anything. Watch the fucking fish tank. It's a better story.
Jake says Brad has been pushing him hard since the beginning, and Little says he's pushing him because he thinks he can be up there with the best of the best. Sorry, wait, that was the tagline on the poster for Top Gun. He says he can be the greatest of the greatest because he is the greatest. Then Little asks Jake to stick a bottle in his kid's mouth, and Preston says Jake's skills won't help him if his brain isn't in it, which causes Jake to yell,
Come on, there's nothing wrong with my brain. It's my eyes that are screwing up.
while still shoving the bottle into the kid's mouth, and make a joke, but I really don't want to. Fuck this movie.
Just Jake, no, your eyes are hooked to your brain. They're an extension of your brain.
My brain good.
He begs Brad to help him, and Little says he'll give him one more shot while holding like 12 cans of Campbell's soup in his arms for some reason. He's got a fucking shopping cart right there. He's cradling them like. Anyways, Jake says,
I feel like that was just Tommy Lee Jones like knowing when you act you should do interesting things, otherwise the scene's boring as fuck. So he's probably just like, I'm just gonna start taking things off the shelf. He probably wasn't in the script. He was just doing it because he was trying to make the scene interesting.
Yeah.
We filmed it in a grocery store, for God's sake. Why do something with the set?
Jake says, but you're not gonna help me, are you? Well, that's real big of you, Little.
See, it's like, so they're doing it here. So like the next scene is him like talking to his wife and he's like conveying that like he could be really successful if he left the military, and like he doesn't need to be, pushed aside because he's old. He could still be the hotshot pilot, and he sees that this kid's better than him, and it, makes him feel inadequate. And that's what they're trying to convey with all of this bullshit. But it doesn't really come across because it's a terrible, terrible movie.
That night, Little can't sleep, so he eats a... God damn, this fucking scene. That night, Little can't sleep, so he eats a fudge pop in the kitchen, and his wife asks what's wrong. So he tells her about Jake and how fucking great he is, but that he's got an eye dominance issue. He says he could make a lot of money as a civilian flying helicopters, but she says he's a patriot, which used to mean you do anything for your country, but now means you drive around with a big flag on your pickup truck while calling actual patriots suckers and losers. Little admits that he's not stoked to be training guys who are better than him that will replace him, so he won't have a shot to fly in combat anymore. She takes him to bed, and he asks if he can take his ice cream like a toddler. She asks what the trick was he used to get over his eye dominance issue. This whole scene, like, what a fucking terrible food prop to have him. He's got like fucking chocolate all over his teeth, all over his fucking face.
Again, it felt like Tommy Lee Jones. Like, can I just do something? Can I make it feel a little more human, a little bit more interesting, please?
Honestly, Tommy Lee Jones is the only redeeming thing in this whole movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and even then, it's like, he's a little over the top and annoying as well, but.
Yeah.
At least he
feels like a human being.
Yeah, he feels like a human being.
He feels like a real person. Unlike everybody else in this fucking film.
No one else in this movie feels like a human.
We cut to Little taping a periscope to Jake's head and blocking his eyes with a pair of red panties. Also, guy spray paints the window of the Jeep black for some reason, which seems completely unnecessary since Jake's got panties on his head like H.I. McDonough.
Son, you got a panty on your head.
Jake's co-pilot says, I always said you looked great in red panties, which is probably not a joke and something I'd pay good money to actually see. We watch a fun little 80s style montage of Jake driving the Jeep with panties on his head, fast as hell for some reason, and Jake slowly gets the hang of it. Jake nearly drives into a tank, but gets around it and says,
I lost just a little bit of control there, but now everything's cool.
Another right turn.
He starts driving smoothly, and Brad congratulates him for getting over the conflict of Act 2, while some stuck-up general's wife is upset to see a man with panties on his head. Better steer clear of my house then, bitch. Don't be coming in here on a Friday night. Judgmental
like
bitch.
That Spider-Man thing with the bra over the eyes, the panties over the head.
We cut to Preston in the flight simulator where we see he is the greatest, but he is now also good at whatever the fuck this monocle thing is. Also, he looks around weirdly the whole time like one of those albino kids who reads with a magnifying glass.
Doing great, Jake.
Oh, yeah.
It really reminded me of UHF. He's parodying Rambo, and he's at the chopper, and he's like looking one side or the other as he blows everything up.
That's how He took inspiration from his previous job.
Next, we see Jake attempting the bag thing again, where his vision is completely dependent on his camera guidance system. Jake holds onto the Apache and says, "Listen, sweetheart, you know we're meant to be together. So how about getting me through it this time? Okay?" Then he rapes it.
Then the Apache is like, "I want you to stop this, Jake. Please stop touching me. Didn't he tell you to step here and hold here and step up here and not touch here and don't touch my tail?"
This time, Jake passes the test with flying colors and is suddenly amazing at a thing he was horrible at like 2 minutes ago thanks to strapping some panties onto his head. Jake asks how he's doing, and Brad says, "How do you think, boy?" To which Jake says, "I have to say I'm doing pitch perfect," in a more convincing English accent than the one he has in Outcast.
He actually says piss perfect.
Does he?
Piss perfect.
That's what the subtitles say.
Does it say piss perfect?
Which I like. I don't know what if that's supposed to be pitch perfect or piss perfect.
I think it's supposed to be pitch perfect, but it definitely sounded like piss perfect.
Well, I have to say that I'm doing piss perfect.
And then I'm like, is that a reference to something, or is he just doing the August Coppola voice again?
Could be. We cut to Billy playing basketball, and a rapey McGee pops in to say he's passed the bag thanks to her, and now he wants to drag his bag over her cheeks, if you know what I mean. He asks if she wants to help him celebrate, and she finally relents to this guy she's told no to in every single scene they've shared throughout the entire film.
He's got a cool car.
He's got a cool car. I'd fuck him.
Yeah. Shows up wearing a red windbreaker and fake nose. If I give you a lift.
You want me to touch you?
Act 3. Time to resolve some shit.
We see Billy Lee Guthrie stroll out from the base or a community college. Totally look like a community college, which I think it is actually in real life. Dressed all sexy now, since I guess she's resigned herself to letting Jake count those freckles in person instead of in the Polaroid, since he won't stop fucking asking her. Jake is busy working on a cherry red Corvette, which Billy insists on driving. Did we miss a scene? Because it seems like a leap to go from stay the fuck away from me to want to help me celebrate to spending the weekend in a resort together. Like,
yeah.
They haven't even kissed.
No. But, you know, he's got a cool car.
He's got a cool car.
He finally learned how to use
Anybody
one of
want
his
to be raped? He says it would be great if they could get a house together out in the middle of the Saguaro Desert, since he'd have her all to herself. He could just bury her and nobody would even know. I mean, he could just marry her. Yeah. She says, Jake, oh, you and your crippling jealousy. Probably lead to my face being smashed in. She drives insanely fast and on the wrong side of the road for most of the drive, probably trying to kill herself before she has to give Jake a knobber. She's going to tug on the ween.
As soon as she got my pants off me, she started like jerking the ween.
No, it's because women are bad drivers. Even helicopter pilots.
No, she's living on the edge. She's one of those. She's a daredevil. They're both just living on the edge, man. Adrenaline junkies.
Yeah.
We see them arrive at some restaurant where it seems Billy has changed and gotten a haircut. I'm guessing this was part of the reshoots that took it from a 0% to an 8%. She says a mountain is beautiful, and he says, "You're beautiful." Then he tries to kiss her, but she's still resisting him because we need to draw this out for another fucking 20 minutes. I hate this story. I hate it. I hate everything. Like, just where are the fucking helicopters?
We're about to see one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's going to helicopter for her in a minute.
I thought you were talking about a zipper or something.
Helicopter.
He says he learned something new today in The Bag about dominance. Never want to hear that.
Jesus.
And he tells her to put her right hand out and close her left eye, then put her left hand out and close her right eye. And then he just kind of jizzes in her hand, which is really weird to see in a PG-13 movie. Didn't expect that. No, he's sorry. He kisses her like a monkey trying to get a piece of banana out of her teeth or something. That was a really weird kiss.
Yeah, they have really awkward chemistry, and they're
negative chemistry.
Yeah, their make-out scenes
They're
are
like repellent each other.
uncomfortable.
Yes. Sometimes he has it with co-stars, but sometimes it could be really awkward, man. This one is just uncomfortable.
Yeah. I felt like Sean Young's been like, I've been in good movies.
Yeah.
But never after this movie. Last thing I saw her in was Celebrity Rehab. Oh my God. No, wait, technically she was in Blade Runner 2049, but not really.
God damn it.
We see them slow dancing to some Phil Collins in a room hazier than downtown Pasadena right now.
God damn you guys.
Before cutting to them making sweet, sweet love. Or I guess that's what we're supposed to go with. That short haircut, it looked like he was having sex with Pee Wee Herman or something. No, Jake. Stop hurting me. The next morning, Jake makes a plan for them to drive somewhere where they can go skinny dipping. Is there ever going to be any fucking helicopters in this fucking piece of shit? What is this? I thought time was of the essence. Like, this has top national security. Just get on with it. Billy says she needs to get back to the base. Oh, thank God. And he says, no, today is Sangria Day. Well, never mind then if it's Sangria Day.
Yeah, man.
Better stay out there.
Forget the cartels.
I know. Way more important things are going on. They flirt with each other for another half hour, or maybe I just nodded off, and eventually she drives them back to the base after he chases her around the car, and she runs like Ed Grimley for a minute.
Oh, this is too much. Wheel of Fortune. Give me a break. I couldn't be more excited, I must say.
They just leave the hotel. They don't even check out.
They don't even check out. They
just leave.
Speed off at 100. Back at the base, we hear Dale Dye say the recruits are entering the final phase of their training. Oh, thank God. Which is to engage their instructors in air-to-air combat. Jake thanks Brad for helping him with his bag. Through the bag test, and then says, just so you know, I will be kicking your ass today. The Apaches all hover slightly above the ground in different hiding spots, and Jake does a bunch of fancy maneuvers while we watch a bunch of random clips of the helicopters flying that are mostly incoherent and don't match up with what's happening whatsoever. None of it.
My ass. Those guys can fly, man.
But at least there's some helicopters. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Jake manages to get behind Little and nearly gets a missile lock on him before Little flies slightly faster and goes up in the air a little bit. So I guess that was enough to shake him. Good. Little manages to get the jump on Jake while his co-pilot keeps calling Brad Grandpa, which is probably worth noting that Nick was 36 at the time that they made this movie. Tommy Lee Jones is supposed to be 40.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll say a bunch of helicopter jargon that in no way matches up with what's happening on the screen and is way too fucking incoherent for me to write about. And Jake eventually finds Little and virtual kills him before screaming the N-word. That's what you do. Brad is proud of his student, even though he just killed him and his co-pilot, and they head back to base.
Victory Royale.
Good job, boy.
He fucking drops the giddy on him.
Please stop calling me boy, asshole.
Hey,
we cut to
Tommy Lee Jones calls you boy. You let Tommy Lee Jones call you boy.
Yeah, I guess that's fine. Yeah.
That's true.
We cut to Dale Dye alone in the briefing room again. Like they just shot all of these in a row.
What a payday, dude. He's in 3 locations and he probably made a couple mil.
There's no way. There's no way Dale Dye. Yeah. Dale Dye made like $57 for this. Anyways, the general tells him they have to move immediately if they're going to take out the heads of the cartel or whatever the fuck. And supervillain Eric Stoller is there protecting all of the cartel members. God, the movie just such a stupid
that movie
premise,
can't wait to be over at this point either.
How fortunate he got his training done just in time for the mission.
Yeah. Just right in time.
It's good timing.
Dale Dye briefs the task force about Operation Firebird. There actually isn't a point to that name.
Yeah.
Which is to launch immediately or tomorrow morning.
Immediately? It's like 2 PM.
It's midday. They have 24 hours to complete the mission, which is in Argentina. Sorry, South America.
Yeah.
But they're waiting until the next morning?
Yeah, because they get there, they set up camp, they spend the night.
And they spend the night again, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they wait
It's not
overnight.
like it's in a different time zone. It's just south of us. Then, for some fucking reason, I guess because Tommy Lee Jones's check cleared, Dale Dye says that they need Brad to come along on the mission. So he can't go on the mission because he's too valuable until the mission actually happens. So suddenly he can go on the mission. Exactly how Billy doesn't want Jake until he's vulnerable for a few minutes and suddenly she has a change of heart.
So 2 of the 3 main conflicts in the movie are resolved just because.
It's the same with the ocular dominance.
Yeah,
thing.
at least he trained sort of in that.
Yeah, he put
one
some
scene
panties
with-
on his head.
He drove a Hummer around an airstrip.
They would have showed him putting Sean Young's panties on his head. I would have been like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. See, then it could have been fucking. Couldn't even get that right.
Some lazy ass writing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could have been the thing that he's like, I learned something about dominance in the bag. puts her pink panties on his head right then in the restaurant.
In the restaurant.
Brad is super excited to be able to go shoot at people again, and Jake tracks down Billy to say goodbye, but he finds out that she's coming along as the Apache spotter.
Which is, she's been training with him too. I don't understand why this is so fucking.
It's so out of left
to him.
field to him, yeah. He's pissed since a woman's place is in the kitchen with babies or whatever. And she argues with him that this is what she's been wanting this entire time, and that's why she became a pilot.
Duh.
Then he screams in her face that he doesn't want her to get hurt. And then he kicks the air as she walks away. She is definitely going to fall down some stairs. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he does the Sailor Ripley kick.
Oh,
yeah. She better practice her eye makeup, cover up those black eyes. It's inevitable. She can't get away from this guy. In South America, finally, we rewatched the opening of the film. This time, not in slow-mo. Jesus Christ, man.
Told you, that was a cool shot.
Exact same shot. Our heroes fly to an airbase in Wilcox, Arizona. Argentina. In their $52 million Apache helicopters to fight a guy flying a crop duster working for the cartel. And we watch about 5 minutes of B-roll left over from a be-all-you-can-be commercial while they set up camp. God damn. So again, they said they had 24 hours. They fly all the way to fucking Argentina in their helicopters, which probably costs like fucking $1 million a second.
Also pretty sure.
What's the effective operating range of an Apache? Is it
not, exactly. Yeah.
Pretty sure it's not Arizona. It's Arizona to to Argentina.
No.
I would think you would want to transport them in a different way, but we'll just go with that logic. That's fine. They flew from Arizona to Argentina, or South America. They attend a briefing where Jake just stares at Billy the entire time like the fucking creep that he is. I want them both to die at this point. I'm fucking rooting for Stoller or whatever the fuck his name is. Fuck these characters, dude. The guy giving the briefing says every single mission the DEA and local military has mounted has been blown away by Eric Stoller. So they need the squad's help. Literally says that.
Every operation that the DEA and our South American allies has mounted has been blown away by Eric Stoller.
Not the cartel, not the group at all. Just that.
The one guy in his one
guy.
helicopter.
God damn it. And then Dale Dye tells them to get some sleep. Wait, what? Time is of the essence here, people. I go to sleep. The next morning, I guess...
we know they can't operate in the dark, so...
Yeah, that's true. They're impossible to fly in the dark. That's one of my couple of questions. Like, did he never fly a helicopter in the dark before?
Why didn't they just attack him at the airfield? I guess they had to wait for the cartel to show up and coordinate with the local government.
Yeah.
They had to make sure we saw everything. I was like incapable of filming in the dark.
It's true.
No movies are made in the dark, just so you know. It's impossible.
Not for $20 million or whatever.
Put that blue filter on it.
$22 million.
It's good enough.
Yeah. The next morning, I guess, we see Jake making out with an orange since he can't sleep. And we see Brad scanning a field like the Terminator. It's a really weird shot where he's just like... Jake and Brad talk about the unknown and what's going to happen when the shit hits the fan. And Brad says his training and instincts will take over since he had a brilliant teacher. Jake says he's been pretty arrogant, though, during his training while calling Brad the best. But Brad says that he's the best. And next we see them 69ing in a tent to end this nonstop stroke fest. Fuck off, dude. Thankfully, someone was listening to them talk about how great each other are and thought enough of the audience to end our suffering. And suddenly the airstrip starts getting shelled. They all run for their helicopter, and we see Billy's co-pilot get killed. Buzzman or some shit. I don't know.
The Buzzman.
Buzzard.
Fucking cares.
Buzzard.
I'm glad he's dead. They all take off, but lose one Apache in the process. Billy, yeah, me too. Billy hunts for where the cartel has equipment triangulating the base's position or something. I don't.
Like they know where it is.
Shelling even coming from?
Yeah, they said there were missiles being fired in. So
some off-screen plane. I don't know. Little blows up a satellite dish of some sort, and Billy finds Stoller's helicopter getting ready to take off. Suddenly, a jet comes out of nowhere. Cartels have fucking jets now. And the Apaches roll in. Billy gets chased by Stoller and nearly shot down, but her white knight Jake shows up and says, "You're not touching her, you filthy piece of shit." Which is the same thing that I said the whole movie about Cage's character. Please stop. Jake's Apache nearly gets the Bond villain of our film, but he's just too fast for him. He's too tricky. He's the best of the best. Where did he learn his training? Oh, terrorist school. We watch yet another barely coherent helicopter chase until the fun is broken up by that jet we saw earlier. Jake leads the jet to Little, who shoots the jet down with no sweat. So they fly like Mach 5. How the fuck did the helicopter point upwards to a jet?
Why was the jet even anywhere near where they were to be able to do it? Jets are supposed to be like miles away when they launch their shit.
Yeah. He's a fast.
There was an airstrip, man.
Like the jets coming in the dogfight with some helicopters.
Yeah.
That's how that works, man.
Top Gun did it. Probably.
That's how Top Gun did it. Billy spots another jet, which is revealed to us by the exact same shot that we saw of the other jet. But suddenly Stoller gets on Brad's tail and their Apache is hit and has to make an emergency landing. Jake distracts Stoller, pulling him out of the area. And then Billy finds Brad's down helicopter. But we cut back to Stoller chasing Jake. Jake asks if his co-pilot trusts him and then calls him Calvin. So he says, only my mother calls me Calvin. And Jake says, I am your mother now, Calvin. I hope he says that before sex. I am your mother now, Billy. Get ready for the bag.
God damn it. Oh.
Dragging it across her face like a snail. Billy finds Brad's co-pilot dead. Looked like he was attacked by Freddy Krueger or something.
Yeah, his face
was slashed. But Brad is okay, aside from 2 broken legs. He's fine. He mansplains his way
never
through.
Fly again.
Yeah, it's probably not, right? This is his last mission. He mansplains his way through having her set up a rocket launcher while the other jet fires on them. Take that cigar box, stick it on the tube.
Flip that metal switch. Or that metal thing looks like a switch.
Do it. Quicker. Do it.
Come on. But you never set up a javelin before? What the fuck?
Stupid girl. She blows the jet out of the air. And we cut back to Jake dogfighting with Stoller. There's just no sweat. Just, and we watch 100 random shots of the helicopters for about 0.3 seconds at a time.
Got it.
He's going vertical. Where'd he go? He's in the sun.
Just to go back to that, like, why is the jet even bothering to shoot at an already down helicopter?
No, seriously, why? Shoot the
Just
other
to
helicopter,
kill
which
that
is
one
clearly
woman?
still operational. Just to shoot these people. The scene was so frenetic, I thought I might have an epileptic fit. Like, watching his mouth and his eyes, and then the helicopters, and then fucking flying up and down.
3 editors. They probably kept dying trying to edit it.
Yeah.
Tweaking on the floor. Oh, the UHF guy's down. Eventually, Jake drops down into a valley and Stoller flies right over the top of him, giving him the opportunity to take him out, which he does by screaming, I'm going to kill him now. What an ace pilot. Wow. Flies over a cliff and goes down. He flies over the top of him.
Yeah, everybody knows you can't look down when you're in a helicopter. Yeah. It's literally impossible.
The entire fucking movie has been leading up to him defeating this guy, and that's how he does it?
He didn't even train for that. That wasn't even like something they set up that he could, He didn't even use the monocle.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck is the point of the monocle? God damn it. Anyways, the whole world is safe now that they defeated the ultimate badass, Eric Stoller. Dale Dye radios that they've arrested all of the cartel members, since I guess the only thing they had were jets and helicopters.
Helicopter.
God damn it. Jake lances Apache back at the airstrip, and Jake hops on a medical helicopter and goes right back over to Billy and Brad. Jake lands and gives Billy a big hug while the medical team attend to Brad. I wish they would have kept up him or her rejecting him up to this point. She pushes him away again. Be great. Brad asks if Jake killed Stoller, and Jake says, "Yeah, I killed him." And the helicopter just leaves Billy and Jake to die in the desert. No, wait. They have that Billy's helicopter. That's right. Yeah, all the medical team just clap. Then George Bush pops on the screen. We have to end the drug trade.
You got a promotion and you won the lottery.
You caught Big Fate. She says she'll give him a ride home, and he says he'll drive. because she drove his car and he's gonna fly the helicopter.
The military's helicopter.
Then the camera flies away from them while we're left with the smooth sounds of Phil Collins. And we see a shot of the helicopter in front of the moon for some reason. Then a shot of the moon, which is turned red with a bunch of Apaches in front of it after that. Thank God. The end.
The cartels never caused any problems ever again.
No, they've been...
Or drugs.
Nobody has any drugs anymore. All the cartel members, all the heads of the cartel are all caught at the same time. It's over. It's over.
We have a couple of questions before we move on.
All right, couple of questions here. I really did not want to write down any questions. I just kind of, like, I put some in here just so that I would have some, because I feel like we need some for the segment, but I really don't give a fuck. And I don't ever want to think or ask questions about this movie again. But
yeah, same.
Why not just call it Argentina? Are they afraid they're going to offend somebody?
Maybe, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
Yeah, it felt like they were... to me, it seemed weird that they would go out of their way to not name any countries, but then name the desert, which is only in one country.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just make up a fake desert.
Just a fake desert, South America. Then we don't have any frame of reference. But because
I know that there's the Atacama Desert in Chile, and I think I felt like they were just making a fake version of that and calling it the whatever it is, Catamarca Desert,
something like that.
Like, I was surprised to learn that it was a real place that you could easily look up and be like, oh, they're in Argentina.
Yeah, completely within the country of Argentina. You know, most deserts stretch over multiple countries, so you would be like, oh, it could be Argentina.
That's what I
could
thought
be
too,
this,
realizing, oh, it was a real place. Maybe it's, nope, it's only in Argentina. So
it's all in Argentina. How the hell did he know he was in the store? Like, he just shows up at the store to confront him for help.
He went to his house first, and his wife was like, no, he's at the grocery store with the kids.
She was like, please don't rape me.
He's like,
no means no, go away. He gave her the eyes, and then she fell in love with him. I don't know. The only thing that makes sense is that he like called his wife or something.
Yeah,
like Brad's wife.
Or like I assume maybe that grocery store is on the base, so
maybe
they just know he's there because
he just sees his truck outside. And he's like, oh,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know why we're asking any fucking questions.
Why are we?
Why would you even film that in a grocery store? What's the point of that being? That scene having to take place to show he's a family man with his kids.
I guess. Yeah.
So you feel bad when he has broken legs? I don't know.
Maybe just to set up that he's old. Like he's got kids and he has to go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wouldn't it be frowned upon to chew gum directly into the fucking microphone while you're trying to communicate to your co-pilot?
Yeah, or flying in general. Like, have something in your mouth you can choke on.
Strawberry gum.
I guess that's to show that he doesn't play by the rules.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a hot shot.
He'd probably get a
gum chewing hot shot. That's how you knew the cool kids in school. They were chewing gum. We sort of asked this in the moment, but had he never flown in the dark before?
Yeah.
Maybe it was to explain how he was able to fly the helicopter from Arizona to Argentina as they flew overnight and that they were getting there at sunrise.
I know if we take that he wasn't actually flying Apaches before, was Apache the first that actually had that kind of heads up display that was like a holographic monocle?
Maybe.
I think
so. I feel like they all have instruments.
Now they do, but I don't know if they did back then. It was more just, flying by sight.
But that again, that
just made
feels...
it more stealth, so you could be quieter and sneak in.
I don't know. I'm not a pilot, but I think all pilots have to learn to fly by instruments for anything. So you think he would have already learned that with his other helicopter training.
Yeah. Who the hell was shelling the base, and why did they just stop when the helicopters took off?
Yeah. I don't know.
Just some random cartel members out in the desert that just disappeared, and I guess were arrested in the next scene. that we didn't see?
It wasn't even like they were firing mortars. It was missiles. They said missiles specifically. So it's like they have access to missiles.
I don't know.
They have access to jets, so yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And then my last question is, how much do you think Miller Genuine Draft paid to be featured in this piece of shit?
$5.
$12.
Yeah.
It's like all the signage is Miller Genuine Draft. I'm like, I don't think MGD was that popular at any point.
Still not.
Whose red panties were those? That they put on his head?
Tommy Lee Jones's.
Like, was it Tommy Lee Jones's wife's panties? Like, why did he...
It's gotta be.
You feel like it could have been a callback to the panties he stole from Billy. So, why not even just do that? I don't know. Like, what's the point of that one scene and then having this scene and be completely different panties?
What's weird is like those panties are slightly see-through, and I guess that's the rationale of spray painting the fucking military's
I don't think
the government's property.
He mentions like, let's not wreck the government property. Like, you just spray painted the window of it. Like, someone's gonna
wash that off. I don't know.
I mean, maybe it's removable, but someone's still probably like, you spray painted the window of the Hummer so that you could have a guy blindfolded drive it around a bunch of other multi-million-dollar vehicles and then onto an actual road.
Panties on his head.
Yeah. That the general and his wife were driving on, so you endangered their lives too? Fuck
well, why are they driving in the middle of active training
couldn't
operation?
it work if you have like all this open space to just literally drive out, not around a bunch of like other vehicles that you could hit and people you could run over?
Just take it out in the middle of Tucson.
Yeah.
Drive down MLK Boulevard.
All you're going to do is hit some lesbian in her slug bug, out there.
I don't think Lee's mom was a lesbian.
What?
Lee's mom drove a slug bug.
Lee's
long
mom?
legs.
Long legs.
Harker's mom.
I thought you meant Billy Lee.
Oh yeah,
in this movie, I was like, we never saw her mom.
I don't think Harker's mom was a lesbian, although.
The other one is
Never
on Tuesday callback.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, or on an abandoned road in Nevada or Arizona or wherever the fuck.
Yeah, I know. See, we're tying all these movies
tying
together.
the threads together. Yeah.
The only other question I have is: does anybody else think or hear that when Billy shoots down the MiG with the thing, she says "snort that fucker"? Because the subtitles say "sucker." But I swear to God, she says "fucker." If you watch it back, like
snort that.
Yeah, she says "snort that sucker"
that.
when she shoots when she shoots it down because coke. I guess.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Okay,
but I swear to God, she says "fucker," and they just put like she says "sucker" in the subtitle, so we
probably
keep PG-13 rating.
Yeah,
but it also feels like a Terminator reference, like "you're terminated, fucker" part.
Maybe they meant for this to be an R-rated movie, and then they were like, "Oh my God, this movie sucks," and they started chopping it down and made it PG-13. Maybe that's why this movie sucks.
I was gonna say in the 90s, I think you could swear all you want in a PG-13 film.
I think you still could only say one.
I think there was like a limit on the F word.
I think "fucker" could only be used once. But I swear to God, watch that shot. I listened to it like 4 times, and I swear it says
watching
"fucker."
this again.
I'm good, Nigel. We'll take your word for it. I believe you.
What's the final tally?
All right, Nigel, you want to hit us with the old Cage curse tracker?
Yeah, we are back.
Back and better than ever.
Yeah. Sorry, my tracker was broken there for a second. Okay. So we had 12 curses in this movie, which is a return to form for what we are used to for most of these, especially for a PG-13 movie. He usually curses quite a bit in the PG-13 way. So with that, we had 3 hells, 3 dams, 3 goddams, 1 shit, 1 ass, and 1 god. So 12 total for this PG-13 movie. Like I said, we didn't get a fuck in there.
Yeah.
Maybe we did, but it wasn't him.
It was cut when they made us switch it from an R-rated to a PG-13 movie. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a theory. That's one way of explaining away why half the scenes don't make sense. because they had to cut it down to make it PG-13.
Yep. Yeah. Could be. I don't know why this would be an R-rated movie, but it would basically just be for language, maybe violence when they show dead cockpit guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe when he's having sex with Pee Wee Herman in that one scene.
Yeah. So that brings our total to 752 total curses.
Right on. Runtime on this was mercifully 86 minutes, but it felt like it was like 3.5 hours. It's the slowest, most boring, most draining movie. I don't know what it is about this movie, but it was painful to watch.
Yeah.
But that ties it with Mom and Dad as like our shortest real movie, because I don't really count, like Teen Titans is kind of not really like a movie like this, like a feature length live action movie. And then there was that Christmas Carol movie that sucked. And then there was Dark, which isn't a movie on several different levels.
What are you talking about? That's
but Firebirds is tied with Mom and Dad for the shortest movie that we've ever done. Thank God we didn't have to sit through more of that. On nudity, so there is technically for a split second a shot of Sean Young's breasts for like a millisecond.
How
she goes over. God, I didn't see it.
You really do have a thing for her. You broke that scene down frame by frame.
I did not see it, but somebody called it out in the parents' guide.
Okay.
Saying that a blink and you'll miss it shot of her breasts. I didn't see it, so I did not check. I did not count it.
Yeah.
So
I gotta find this.
Mr. Skin.
I did. I had a thing for Sean Young as a kid for sure. I don't know why. Maybe I just like those androgynous women.
That's why I had to think for Pee Wee Herman when I was a kid.
That's why I
found it.
You found it?
Yeah, it's there. It's on aznude.com.
So should I put it in?
You could. I would count it.
Yeah, we had to count it.
It's.
Is there one or two?
It's one. Okay. It's like she's rolling over in bed, or he's rolling on top of her. I can't quite tell. But it's there.
All right. So that brings our grand total up to 86 breasts now. By counting that one blink and you'll miss it breast. Not my favorite kind, but I'll take it. State and country tracker. This was in Arizona, I guess. They never say explicitly where it is. There are multiple real Fort Mitchells, like I said, but none of them are active to my knowledge. They're mostly like old bases from like, the Civil War and shit like that. And then also we had Argentina, technically, but it's definitely still Arizona. But for our purposes,
count all of South America.
All of South America. He went to every country in South America to fight the cartel. That actually adds a country for us, finally. It's been a minute. So that brings us up to 22 total countries. We sort of retracted Guam, but we still have the Arctic Circle, which kind of counts. And I don't know. Argentina. This is our first trip to South America, right? No, we had Colombia in Lord of War.
Oh, yeah.
I believe.
Yeah,
that's right. Budget versus gross. This was a $22 million budget. And we got every cent of that. It must have been all in the helicopters, just renting those helicopters.
They probably got them for free.
You think?
Well, I know that the military will let you use, we talked about it with Lord of War or whatever. The military will let you use their stuff if you present the military in a positive way.
Guess so.
So, I mean, I'm sure they had to pay for some of the stuff like, pilots and time and stuff, but I bet that they had access to a lot of that equipment for free or at least subsidized or something.
I guess, yeah. Makes sense. This was a real, recruiting film for the Apache program, pretty much. This only made $14.8 million on that $22 million budget, though. So definitely a huge loss. like we've said 1,000 times, you kind of have to make like 3 times your budget back in order to make a profit. Hollywood math, though, you never make a profit anymore because they're just pocketing it all and paying themselves and setting up shell companies and all that kind of shit. So they don't have to pay actors or directors or writers or anything like that.
I was surprised, though. This was a Disney movie.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, because I never realized that Touchstone Pictures was Disney's studio that they opened, because they were getting low reception on their non-kid family movies because people were like, they just make family movies. So any movie they made that wasn't a family movie people weren't seeing it.
Yeah.
So look it up. Touchstone made a lot of movies.
Yeah, and eventually they kind of turned it into, their own thing, and then sort of almost just combined with Bruckheimer Productions.
Yeah.
Simpson Bruckheimer Productions, really.
I just thought it was funny because a lot of people say nowadays, like, Disney's family friendly, they won't make anything R-rated or whatever. And like, well, not true. I mean, nowadays it's not true because they've started doing it with stuff like Deadpool and Wolverine, but they did it for years. They just made a different company to do it.
Yeah, they just didn't call it Disney.
Yep.
That brings our grand total up to $1.997.5 billion on the budget, with a $4.730.9 billion gross. I believe in our next film we're going to push over the $2 million budget, but I can't imagine Outcast making more than $12, so I don't think it made any money at all. On our top grossing, this is actually sandwiched in between Bringing Out the Dead and Wild at Heart.
Damn.
But relatively low overall. I think it's still not even in the lowest 20, but it's pretty low on our list in the grand scheme of things. And then on our ratings, this was our 11th PG-13 film, breaking our streak of R's that we've had for quite a while, giving a little more diversity to our rating tracker. And that leads us over to the Cage Kill Tracker.
So he had one kill, the most important kill. He took out
the
Eric
ultimate
Stoltz.
badass. Eric Stoltz died.
Yeah, so he had that one kill because conveniently his gunner got injured and was unable to fire his fucking guns because he took a bullet to the arm. He couldn't fucking.
Yeah, he got shot in the arm. He couldn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, he couldn't pull the fucking trigger. So of course our hero has to do it. So he had the one kill, bringing our overall kill to 222, and unfortunately he survived this piece of shit. So we're still at 16 deaths.
So we could see a Firebirds 2 at some point.
Oh, God, please no.
Firebirds Maverick.
What was his call sign in this? Do you remember?
No.
Fuck. I don't remember. Did he even have one?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think other people did, but I don't know if he ever did.
Firebird shit bread. Shithead. Rapist. Firebird rapist.
Well, this was a real pile of shit. Let's rank this film on the Cageometer.
That leads us over to the most important question that we ask on this show. Vince, where does Firebirds from 1990 rate on your Cageometer?
I think you guys are going to be shocked. I'm going to give both Cage and the movie a 10. Yeah, no, both genuinely both are a 1 for me. How do you make a movie like this boring?
Damn.
Yeah, this is probably the most boring movie that we've watched, and that's saying something because we watched some terrible fucking movies. But there was none of it. There wasn't a single moment that I was ever invested in this film. It's awful. It's just awful. I'd rather watch Deadfall, Dog Eat Dog, Grand Isle, Dark, all those shit movies. I would honestly rather watch them over this because at least there are parts in those movies that
Arsenal.
Yeah, even Arsenal.
You'd rather watch Arsenal than this.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. My God.
That's how much I dislike this movie. Just terrible. Wow. Terrible. And Cage's performance in it was just awful. He had chemistry with nobody, not even himself. It was painful to watch him in this. And maybe I'm being too harsh, but really it is God, it was awful. Awful. I haven't been bored sitting through one of his movies. I always tend to find something that I like about it, but nothing in this movie was interesting to me. His performance wasn't interesting. Even that scene where he's going crazy in the simulator both times, like they're just not interesting. They're just dumb. They're just terrible. Dumb, yeah. Just terrible. I genuinely hate this movie. I genuinely hate this film. Damn.
Wow.
I never thought I would really say that.
This is the Boston market of
this is the Boston market, Seattle Mariners of Nick Cage films.
All right.
Oh, I like the Seattle Mariners way better than this. That's for sure.
They broke my heart in 2001.
They've broken my heart several times. I still think it was rigged, man. It was 9/11 made the Yankees win. That's all I'm saying.
Thanks, Bin Laden.
Thanks, Bin Laden.
Yeah, thanks,
you
Bin
fucked
Laden.
the Mariners out of a World Series. Anyways, Nigel, where does Firebirds rate on your Cage honor?
Not going to be as negative as Vince, but this movie made me want to join the war on drugs on the side of drugs. It's terrible. It's an awful movie. I don't think it deserves a 1 personally. I'll give it a 3 because, and that's the only saving grace I have for it is Tommy Lee Jones is good because he's good in everything. I haven't seen Tommy Lee Jones. I mean, he's the same guy in everything, but he's fine. It's Tommy Lee Jones. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
If you want that character, you get Tommy Lee Jones. So they did, and he's fine. He just always feels like he's, knows what's going on. He's got it under control. He can criticize you and build you up, but also take you to task and make you a better man. Mm-hmm. Like Tommy Lee Jones is like everybody's grandpa that everybody wish they had,
Yeah.
And he's fine for this role for that. Other than that, I mean, it's it's got some cool like helicopter shit if you like that. I mean, that's cool, I guess. That's for somebody. Somebody likes that. But I feel like it's just a movie you'd throw on like TBS in the background on a weekend while you were cleaning or something, and your dad would watch it or something. I don't know. It's there's nothing surprising about it. The plot is completely predictable for it. Even if you haven't watched Top Gun, you know what's going to happen. And if you have watched Top Gun, it's just the same fucking movie, but worse. So watch Top Gun. Or anything. Watch any movie.
Watch Iron Eagle over this.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. We talked about it to death. The premise is stupid. It's just to get people doing cool stuff in Apaches, but even that, you couldn't even come up with anything better than you got to go kill one guy who's helping guard cartels in South America. Like, it's fucking stupid. And
couldn't afford to blow up more than one helicopter model.
Yeah. Yeah. And like we said, the chemistry between Sean Young, who is acting is atrocious in this movie, and Nick Cage doesn't even exist. And for some reason, their love story is one of the pillars of the movie. It's just, so yeah, I'll give it a 3 just because if you like Tommy Lee Jones and you want to see some cool Apache shit.
Yeah,
but you can't even tell what the fuck is going on. That's my problem. It's like even the parts that are supposed to be cool are terrible.
Yeah. Maybe it's because I liked playing the Apache computer game when I was a kid, I guess. So this is, you get to see him do flips and stuff. I don't know. Cage's performance, I give him a 2 because it's pretty bad. Like he's not a leading man in this, even though he is. He doesn't feel like it. He doesn't feel like he deserves to be. He just comes across as creepy and insufferable. And like I said, Tom Cruise, he is not. Like, they were trying to go for the Maverick thing and completely off the mark for this character in this movie. Like, he's just, it's like, I don't really buy that he's a hotshot pilot. I don't buy that he's charming enough that, I buy that he wants to get with Sean Young, I guess, but I don't buy that she'd want to get with him after he basically does nothing to prove himself redeemable or desirable in any way, shape, or form.
He failed the bag. Come on, dude.
Yeah, like Vince said, he's just it's boring.
He's human.
He's boring in it. And so boring. So this boring. Is not a high mark. I'd never heard of this movie before last week. I can see why. Like, I don't think 90% of the people watching this show, if all four of you, I don't think 90% of the audience even knows that Firebirds exist. Like, this movie just doesn't exist in the zeitgeist. Like,
no.
It's been forgotten about for good reason.
Yes.
So don't watch it.
Don't
It's
watch
not worth it for Cage. It's not really worth it for anything, aside from if you like cool shots of Apaches.
And being sick to your stomach from motion sickness.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like action shots that last three-quarters of a second in between cuts.
I mean, if you're a Michael Bay fan, it's probably good.
Yeah.
Michael Bay gives those scenes more time to breathe than this film gave any scene other than the rape scenes time to breathe.
God.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna dwell too long in this. On my Cageometer, I gave it a 3 as well, and it was for the same reasons that Nigel said. Like, Tommy Lee Jones is serviceable as that character who is just basically Tommy Lee Jones. He's the only person who feels like a human throughout the whole movie. Everybody is just wooden and flat and horrible. I guess Dale Dye is okay, but like
he's
not
barely
really.
in it.
He's just barely in it. There's like 4 characters in this movie.
At a table.
It's just him sat at the table. He talks to Tommy Lee Jones, and he
Is
has
Dale
a commanding
Dye ever
presence.
selling a movie at all?
No, never.
Yeah, exactly.
Dale Dye is in a million movies as just the military guy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think this is the longest he's ever been on screen, aside from Band of Brothers, maybe.
True. True.
Just the same shit. Like, the cinematography is awful. Shots are nice, but like it's so frenetic and hard to follow, and you just can't even understand what's happening half the time. The acting is terrible. Sean Young is so bad.
Yeah.
Cage is so bad. Everybody aside from Tommy Lee Jones is just horrible. Editing is terrible. Sometimes things don't match up with what just happened. Like I said, like it just jumps from her not wanting anything to do with Jake, and then suddenly she's like going away for the weekend with him, and it just doesn't make any sense. The whole plot of Brad not being able to fly and then suddenly being able to fly because they watched the tapes of him flying,
doing
with
the
Cage.
job they asked him to come do.
Yeah, I don't get it. And maybe it was lost in the edit. Maybe it was lost in the horror. This apparently had really terrible test audiences reactions.
Shocking.
So, what a shock.
Yeah, just imagine what they cut out then if that was the case. They cut the really bad shit out.
Please don't ever release the director's cut of this movie.
The David Green cut.
Yeah, just a bad movie. Don't watch it. Watch Top Gun instead. It's just a really, really, really badly done knockoff of Top Gun and not worth your time in the slightest. As far as Cage, I'll go ahead and just say 2 as well. I was going to give him higher marks, but I realized, like, no, I shouldn't. He sucks in this movie. He's terrible in it. He comes off as a creep through every scene with Sean Young. He's never charming. It's in the slightest, to the point where you just kind of actively root against him in the movie. Like, kind of the opposite of what Tom Cruise was in Top Gun, where you're like, oh, he's cool. He's a flawed person, but he has redeeming qualities and he's trying to become a better person. Cage's character, the entire time, I just wanted him to not be in the movie. Which is like, we've watched so many Cage performances at this point, and I've never felt that way, where I'm just like, please just don't show him anymore.
Yeah.
Every time he showed up, I'm just like, oh my God, he's just going to talk about trying to fuck her the whole fucking time he's in the scene. Just move on, And the fucking, like, the scene in the simulator just took me so out of it. It was just so over the top ridiculous. And, usually we enjoy those cagey moments, but in this, it's just... It's just insufferable and terrible.
Yep.
So I'm done talking about this movie. I don't want to ever watch this movie again. Please do not send any mail about this movie to onecagepodcast@gmail.com for us to do a Back Into the Cage, because we're not gonna. We're done. We're done with this.
Not happening.
Never gonna happen.
Here it is, the moment you've all been waiting for. These are the cagiest moments of the film.
Your best weapon is agility, and this gunship is agile, mobile, and hostile.
That was great.
Sir? Yeah. That was totally cool. I'd marry that thing.
You good at piloting? Some strawberry gunbreaker?
Oh, no thanks.
Little? How about you? Strawberry gum?
No.
It's delicious.
Come on, Jake.
Gentlemen, this simulator will do anything the Apache will do. It will also do anything your enemy will do.
Good, because I have a pocket full of quarters. You still care about me, don't you?
I want you to stop this. I'm going.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Everything cool?
Totally cool.
Good.
Preston, do you see that big honking airplane killing rock out there?
Yes, goddammit, I see it! What the hell do you want me to do with it?
I blew it. Jake Preston, super pilot, blew it. I lost just a little bit of control there, but now everything's cool.
Another right turn coming?
Nose coming up.
Missiles on them, smoke one fast mover.
Shoot them, blast them, nab them, grab them. Shake them, bake them, cook them, clean them, hose them, boil them, kick them, nab them, twist them, fry them. All gone, bye-bye!
That's it for this episode of One Cage at a Time. As always, be sure to drop us an email at onecagepodcast@gmail.com to let us know if we'd missed anything, even though we are not. No, it's not happening. We're not doing it. If we did it, we'd do it in like a round table, like super quick. Let's just talk about Firebirds and Arsenal and Christmas Carol all at the same time and get it over with.
Yeah.
Or hit us up with suggestions to improve the show, comments, compliments, or simply to gush about the legend that didn't show up for this movie. Ugh. I wish he would have died instead of Eric Stoller, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
On our next episode, we'll be breaking down the one time Nick starred alongside Darth Vader. No, I'm not talking about James Earl Jones, unfortunately. It's waivers. In Outcast from 2014, Nick and Hayden Christensen. Remember him? He was in things for a minute.
He's back?
I think he was in like one other thing besides Star Wars, and it was this movie called Outcast. Anyways, he and Nick just try to out horrible accent each other the entire film, which is about a couple white guys who are the only hope to restore order in China. The white savior story. Tale as old as every other year for some goddamn reason.
I love it.
Ugh.
Jesus Christ.
I'm so excited. So excited.
Can't wait for this one. Anyways, make sure to check it out wherever fine films are sold or on your streaming service of choice. I haven't even watched it, and I just am dreading it because I know it sucks so much. Until then, we'll say goodbye the way we do each and every episode with our Nicolas Cage quote of the film.
I am the greatest. I am the greatest. I am the greatest. I am the greatest. I am the greatest.
Thanks for listening to One Cage at a Time. Visit us online at onecageatatime.com or follow us on the social media platform of your choice for more Nicolas Cage goodness. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you really like the show, become a member of our Patreon where you can download unedited and ad-free episodes, as well as listen to our follow-up show, Back Into the Cage, where we re-examine each movie to discuss what we missed the first time around, answer listener questions, and wax poetic about the man, the myth, the legend that is Nicolas Cage.
Why is it so hard for you to understand that I just don't want you to get hurt?
I chose this career, and you, my friend, are gonna have to accept it.
My friend?